Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Galbraith with a 1-2 as this one's lifted into left center field. Going back as a center fielder. This one's going to go behind his head and one run will score. Running second now is going to be Kevin Donati, and he's going to be running third. Going all the way to second base is now going to be Janowski. He's going to stay put. No throw. And that is a 2 RBI 2-bagger by the second baseman, Brandon Janowski. And the Suns now lead it by a score 6-2.
Now we're going to take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park.
Here again, the payoff. High fly ball down the left field line. Going back here is Maduri towards the warning track. Gone! Pittsfield Suns tie up the ball game with a clutch 2-run homer by Connor Moriarty.
Now here's your host for Pittsfield Suns baseball, Billy Madewell and Andrew Belargent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action against the visiting Bristol Blues. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making us a part of your early evening, and also a proud moment to thank you all for joining us. Again, we love nothing more than providing you some great local action here in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Again, my name is Billy Madewell. Alongside me, as always, my longtime broadcast partner, Andrew Belargent. And Andrew, tough pill to swallow for the Suns yesterday, but trying to get back on the winning track.
Yeah, definitely a tough one to lose yesterday with so much on the line. To drop a game like that in heartbreaking fashion was just tough. But looking ahead of us, a gorgeous day for baseball, not too hot or, for that matter, too cold. Perfectly sunny out. Field looks great. We're in for a good day of baseball today.
We are indeed in tap for a great matchup here between the Pittsfield Suns and the Bristol Blues, the two far west teams of the FCBL. But before we get into anything, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Andrew Belargent is going to have a full rundown of your Pittsfield Suns pregame show right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Home safety is a family effort. Being safe and sound should be everyone's priority. In times like these, theft and violence can strike anywhere. Protect your family. Keep your home well lighted and always lock doors and windows. Installing alarms adds an extra level of protection. Never leave valuables in plain sight. To learn more about protecting your home and family, visit ncpc.org or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. With game action ahead of us tonight, let's first have a look around the rest of the FCBL to see how everyone else is doing. Starting things off with the standings. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks have been atop the totem pole all season long, and that has yet to change. The Sharks off to a particularly good stretch of games over their last 10. Right now, they are the only team in the FCBL with still single-digit number of losses at a 22-9 record, by far in first place. The Worcester Bravehearts sit in second place at 20-14, 3.5 back of the Sharks. The Bravehearts have been particularly hot as of recent, winning 9 of their last 10 games. In third sit the Bristol Blues, who visit tonight, trying to get back on track and retake the second place. The Blues sit with a 19-16 record on a 2-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Brockton Rocks are in fourth place. They've actually fallen underneath 500 as of recent to a 17-18 record. They're 7 games back of the Sharks in first, though the Rocks did snap their recent losing streak and won their most recent game. Enter none other than the Pittsfield Suns in fifth, dropping a game yesterday in Worcester in heartbreaking fashion, making them at a 15-19 record. They are 8.5 back of the Sharks and need a game and a half to leapfrog the Brockton Rocks in the standings. Looking in sixth place, the North Shore Navigators, no longer the stellar duos of the FCBL. They are at 13-21, despite dropping their last 2 games. And rounding off the standings are the Nashville Silver Knights. The defending FCBL champions have not had a fortunate string of success this season, as they are currently in last in the FCBL with a 12-21 record. So on that note, having a look at games that are going around today, other than the game played here, we have the Martha's Vineyard Sharks visiting the Nashville Silver Knights at Holman Stadium. The Worcester Bravehearts will try to keep their hot streak going in Lynn, Massachusetts, taking on the North Shore Navigators. And in fact, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks versus Nashville Silver Knights is a doubleheader today. I failed to mention that they will play 2 today. Looking at what happened yesterday, the Navigators visited the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Tight one at the Vineyard Baseball Park, but the Sharks prevailed by a final score of 4-3. The Nashville Silver Knights were blanked at Campanelli Stadium yesterday as the Brockton Rocks took them to task by a score of 3-0. And as Billy and I have mentioned multiple times, the Suns dropped a tough one in Worcester yesterday by a score of 8-7. And, well, looking at that one, the Suns rallied late in the game. They had a 6-run 7th inning to take what at the time was a 7-4 lead. The Bravehearts would go scoreless in the bottom of that 7th, but then they would come back in the bottom of the 8th and tie the ball game up completely off of 3 runs against Suns reliever Isaiah Mestre. And then the Bravehearts would walk it off. In fact, it was a walk-off error advancement, that would allow the Bravehearts to win the game, as Brian McHale had a crucial throwing error onto first that allowed Dustin Harris to score the winning run in the bottom of the 9th. And in that one, getting the win for the Bravehearts was Kendall Pomeroy, who pitched 2 2/3 strong innings, giving up only 2 hits with a walk and striking out 2 to lower his season ERA to a pretty sturdy 2.70. Gathering the loss for the Suns was reliever Bradley Hughes, who pitched a 1/3 of an inning. He actually did not record an out in the 9th inning, but instead came on in relief for Isaiah Mestre in the 8th inning, picking up the last out of the 8th, before coming on into the 9th and promptly allowing the winning run to score. And that would be that, as the Suns would drop a heartbreaking come-from-behind, then another come-from-behind game in Worcester to the second-place Bravehearts by a score of 8-7. So on that note, we still have game action going on tonight with Bristol coming to town, but I did have the opportunity to sit down with Suns infielder Ivan Nunez for a small little interview that we will be playing here after a good handful of PSAs here on the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your books.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
The following commercial is sponsored by FeedThePig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
see store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
Because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to FeedThePig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Joining me for today's sit-down is Pittsfield Suns infielder Ivan Nunez. Ivan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing just fine. So we're going to start things off by looking at your time with the Suns to this point in 16 games played. What would you say your general impression of the way the Suns do things are and just the FCBL as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, the FCBL is a good league. You know, it's a different transition from aluminum to wood bat. I would say maybe a little bit harder to hit with wood than aluminum. But, I mean, the way we do things, it's good. Coach Getty does a great job coaching. Everything's just fine.
So you're not hitting cleanup tonight, but we most often see you in the Suns order hitting cleanup. So since you're typically used in that role, how do you feel you've been deployed in this capacity with the Suns?
I just try to do the best I can. I mean, I see a lot of breaking balls in the cleanup, so I try to sit soft. I'll sit fastball early and soft after. But I just try to do the best I can for the team and help them win.
So doing that has resulted in you putting up some nice numbers. In fact, you're off to a pretty impressive start with the Suns in general, being among the team leaders in round trippers, runs driven in, and most impressively, I would say, you've almost doubled up your strikeout total in walks. So as a whole, how would you say you've managed to settle in with this team so effectively?
It's a great team. I love everyone on the team. I feel like it's a family now. And I just love playing with them.
All right, so let's have a look at this big team. The Suns sitting in at 15 and 19. What do you think the most important thing the team could do to try to climb the FCBL standings and position themselves as best as possible for a good playoff run?
I feel like the team's doing just fine. If we better our pitching, I think we'll be just fine towards the end. I mean, we're pretty good hitting, pretty good defensively. Just feel we keep doing what we're doing, we'll be at the top sooner or later.
Fair enough. So let's have a look at tonight's game against the Bristol Blues. The second best team in the FCBL record-wise comes to town. What do you think the key to derailing them tonight is?
We just got to beat them with the sticks, keep hitting. I'll hit them, and we'll be fine.
Well, that's all we have today. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll be back with more on the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Too bad about radio.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, since television, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. Every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi bobbidi.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
So, with everything having been said and done, let's have a quick look at lineups for these two teams going into tonight's game. Leading off for the Bristol Blues will be the second baseman, number 5, Ian Osberg. Batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Alex Loparco. Third will go to the designated hitter, number 14, Theodore Haig. Cleanup being the center fielder, number 7, Richard Brereton. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 39, Matthew Bonvicini, will take his hacks. Justin Henry Malloy, the third baseman, will bat sixth, followed up by Peyton Stevens, the right fielder. Ethan Hunt bats eighth and resides in left, and the order is finished off by the catcher, number 24, Alex Baumann. And looking at who they will face tonight, it is the tried and true Suns hurler, Gage Feeney. Feeney had a pretty solid start to the season, but has begun to wear down ever since. To this point, Feeney has appeared in 6 games, 4 starts, pitched 27 and a third innings, giving up 28 hits, 14 earned runs, while walking 9 with 14 strikeouts. Does still have a perfect 3-0 record, but with a less than perfect 4.61 ERA. And on that note, it's time to have a look at, of course, the hometown Pittsfield Suns starting lineup. We don't usually see him leading off for the Suns, but he will do so tonight. That's the center fielder, number 20, Dave Matthews. Batting second, the first baseman, number 38, Patrick Sullivan, with Peter Marin, the third baseman, also batting third as well. Dylan Faircloth will be DHing it for the Suns, getting the night off from fielding, but will go ahead and take his hacks as a cleanup hitter tonight. We just heard from him recently. Ivan Nunez will actually not be hitting cleanup, will be batting fifth and playing second base. Right now, batting sixth for the Suns, the shortstop, number 5, Brian McHale, will take his hacks. Then Kyle Crunk will reside in left field and bat seventh. Number 4, Vicente Mendoza, someone we don't see too often in the starting lineup around here at Wacona Park. Mendoza will be in the starting lineup, playing right field and batting eighth. The order is finished off by the catcher, number 19, Severino Simeone, and they will go to battle with Michael DeLise of the Bristol Blues. DeLise, a fairly untested arm with the Bristol Blues, as I do believe he was a late season addition. He's appeared in 3 games so far, one of which being a start. Has pitched a total of 7 1/3 innings, giving up 11 hits, 7 runs with just 4 earned, walking 5 to 4 strikeouts. Has a loss on the season with no wins, and a 4.90 ERA that should be taken with a grain of salt, as he really does not have much of a track record to work with the Bristol Blues, and he will attempt to give them some good innings tonight. So, with everything really, FCBL related having been done, let's have a quick look around the major league level. We've had a bunch of games, in progress, a number of which have yet to be played. In fact, we have 1 game finalized. The Oakland Athletics closed out an impressive 4-game series in Houston, taking 3 of 4 games from the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Right now, the Colorado Rockies trying to put away the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're up 5-1 over Arizona in the top of the 9th. The Diamondbacks, nobody on with nobody out. They will try to perform a 4-run rally. First inning is in the books in Baltimore, with the Orioles having hosted the Philadelphia Phillies, and nobody scored. Some games later tonight, the New York Yankees visit the Cleveland Indians. We have the Milwaukee Brewers in action at PNC Park against the Pirates. The Boston Red Sox will host the Toronto Blue Jays, with the Washington Nationals trying to get out of their funk in New York, taking on the New York Mets. The Tampa Bay Rays will take on the Minnesota Twins. The LA Dodgers will try to win the series in San Diego. And the Seattle Mariners will take on the LA Angels. That one a late game out in the Western Coast going on at 10:07 p.m. And so, with everything Major League and FCBL related having been delved into, the only thing left to do is to call tonight's game. And for that, I will give way to our play-by-play broadcaster, Billy Madewell.
Fine job as always, Andrew, with your in-depth analysis of the FCBL on top of giving a little extra flavor of the MLB scores, as we're going to be doing that a lot on Tuesday.
For sure.
Again, Tuesday is not only the MLB All-Star Game, but also the FCBL All-Star Game. And going back to its home roots, going back to the original spot of the original and first inaugural FCBL All-Star Game. And that, of course, is beautiful Holman Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. I know you haven't been there, Andrew. I have.
Can't wait.
Again, it's very, very beautiful.
Believe me, the more and more you say that, the more and more I think, oh, man, I want to go there so bad.
Well, again, we've been to, let's see, in order from 2012 on, we've gone to, well, it was Nashua back in 2012. We both didn't go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Our first one for the both of us was your first year here, and that was right here in Pittsfield where there was the All-Star Game. The year after that, in 2014, was in Campanelli Stadium. The year after that, oh, you're going to catch me there. See, time flies so much.
Lynn, I
was going to say North Shore, yes.
Lynn or Worcester, and then whichever one it wasn't was the next year.
It was definitely North Shore in Lynn, Massachusetts at Frazier Field.
Yes.
The year after that
would have been Worcester.
Was then Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field.
Last year we were in Bristol.
And last year we were at Bristol, yes.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Billy. Which one of those was your favorite?
Which one of my favorite?
Yes.
Well, I can't say us. I have to leave. I have to be unbiased here.
I got to go with Brockton. Brockton was great. I will never forget Brockton. Brockton was awesome.
Just in the entire vibe of it, how far away it was on top of it.
I like Worcester too, but I got to give it to Brockton. Brockton was great.
Because that was your first travel.
Well, okay, that was part of it, but just in general, the quality of Campanelli Stadium, the staff there was great. We had an awesome setup. Really, what more could we have asked for in Brockton? Like, whether it was my most recent or technically my first, it was great. Brockton was amazing, and I have yet to see anything like it. And the way you talk up Nashua, I think Nashua could be up. If I'm to believe a lot of what you told me about Nashua, I think Nashua could really challenge Brockton for that distinction from me.
Yeah, and I do think it's going to be a fantastic time in Nashua. I remember going down there for a game. And again, it's very, very similar to Campanelli Stadium. Of course, it's a newer ballpark. It was the original home of the Nashua Pride, which the commissioner was part of back when that was an establishment or an established franchise. But a quick interruption here. I want to remind everyone that right now at home plate, you have both head coaches in the left-handed batter's box. For the Bristol Blues, that is Ronnie Palmer, the skipper for the Bristol Blues. And for the Pittsfield Suns, in the right-handed batter's box, that is Matt Gedman. Behind home plate, currently, as well as going to be for officiating tonight, that is Anthony Intero. And currently on the bases in the field of play, that is Mike Mooney. It's gonna be really tough to beat Brockton for you, I'm sure. I remember back in Brockton, back in 2014, it was just a fantastic time there. We had a 3-man team. It was both of us, as well as Derek Scarbo, who may or may not join us. We've yet to hear a word on that for having a 3-man team. But no, it was a gorgeous stadium to go to. That being Nashua. Very similar to Brockton in terms of the suites off the side. Very, very accommodable for a single A ball, but also very accommodable for any FCBL team.
I don't put it on Brockton's level, but I also thought Worcester was really nice too.
It was, especially being on top of the press box, as you see out in center field. The El Bianchi, that press box, the El Bianchi press box for football is where they are. The top floor that is available through a crawl, well, not a crawl space, but a ladder going up to the roof. So it's going to be very nice to see, very nice to call the home run derby as well as call the All-Star game, and we already have spots. So it's going to be very nice for Nashua. I'm really excited that you haven't been there, and yet you're going to be there.
That makes two of us, Billy.
I haven't, let's see. When's the last time I went?
To Nashua?
Yeah, I think it was 2013. I think it was a playoff game. Either way, it's been at least 5 years. And
So
that's saying
for
something.
you.
Yeah, it's I still can't wait to see the ballpark.
Me neither, believe me.
Now, again, that's only happening in a short few days, only about 5 days away. On Tuesday, the 17th, again, it's the same day as the MLB All-Star Game, of which during that game we're going to be providing you with any updates with the MLB All-Star Game as well.
And with going to Nashville, I can check that one off on my list. And in fact, I know we don't have the Seacoast Mavericks this year, but I do believe they'll be assuming we go there next year, that would be the last place that I would not have been to in the FCBL.
That Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, of course, forgetting the Sharks. Excuse me.
We're going to listen in live to the national anthem. You've been listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
What so proudly we have at the twilight's last beacon, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
You just heard the PA announcer. It is time to play ball as the national anthem has just been sung. And one more time, we're going to go through the starting lineup for the visiting Bristol Blues.
Leading off, Ian Osberg, followed up by Alex Loparco. Theodore Haig hits third with Richard Brereton batting cleanup. Matthew Bonvicini bats fifth with Justin Henry Malloy being sixth. Peyton Stevens follows him up with Ethan Hunt batting eighth. And the order is finished off by Alex Bauman, and they will go to task against Gage Feeney. Feeney looking to try to rebound after it's endured a bit of a rough stretch as of recent, trying to get that ERA back to under 4, potentially by giving the Suns some good innings.
Feeney trying to redeem his previous start, going to be throwing to the backstop Simeone, teammates from last year as well. The defensive lineup comes as follows from third to first: Marin, Mikhail, Nunez, Sullivan, and from left to right, Kronk, Matthews, Mendoza. Outfield dimensions here at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park come as follows: 310 feet down the left field line, 377 in left field. It slides in by 3 feet, 374 at dead center field. The power alley, 403, that is the deepest part of the ballpark. That slides down the right field line at 305. Pittsfield Suns opting to go for their lighter alternative black uniforms. White Pittsfield on the front embroidered with yellow, red numbers on the left abdomen. White numbers embroidered with yellow on the back, white pants, a red trim down the side, a black cap, a black brim, and the Suns P logo on top. For the visiting Bristol Blues, very Dodger-esque away uniforms. Gray uniforms, blues with a large underline underneath in dark blue. Red numbers on the left abdomen, blue numbers on the back, gray pants, a blue trim down the side, a blue cap, blue brim with the Bristol logo on top.
Where we have the Brockton Rocks, who look like the Boston Red Sox, and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, who look like the Colorado Rockies. We have the Blues, who are essentially the LA Dodgers.
We're going to lead off the ball game here with second baseman number 5, Ian Osberg, batting from the left-hand side.
Osberg hitting a respectable 306 on the year, driven in 11 runs with 17 walks. He's got 20 strikeouts, but watch out for him if he gets on base, a team-leading 15 stolen bases.
First pitch of the ball game. That one is high for a ball. This ball game starting off at 6:33 p.m. County is 1-0 here for Feeney, and the pitch. That one inside-out swing headed over to Nunez, who does glove it, throws over to first. 2 pitches and 1 gone there. Pretty easy and routine grounder to Nunez at second.
Big out as well. Osberg is an absolute terror on the base paths.
This will bring up the shortstop, batting from the right-hand side, number 1, Alex Leparco.
Leparco hitting a 248 number, couple doubles and couple triples with a couple homers, driven in 12 runs with 14 walks to 13 strikeouts on the season.
Home plate umpire Anthony Inzero calls it a strike as it does clip the lower outside corner. The count here is 0-1. Feeney has a sign, the wind, the deal. This one a hot shot going in a right, but playing this one off a hop is going to be Mendoza. So 2 pitches, 1 out, 2 pitches, 1 bagger. This one for Leparco.
Working with a bit of a tempo on the mound right now is Gage Feeney. We see him do this an awful lot, and it can lead to him pitching a few good innings if he can get some good tempo going, but if he keeps getting hit, it can also lead to a few bad innings for him as well.
Once again, switching sides of the plate will now be the third hitter, DH number 14, Theodore Haig, as Feeney steps up to get new pitches.
Haig only appeared in 11 games for the Blues so far, but he's made quite the impression. A 414 hitter driven in 8 runs with 3 walks to 6 strikeouts.
Pitch misses outside against Haig. The count 1-0.
Hitting over 400 so far with the Blues in limited action, but still a strong first impression.
With a nod, Feeney. Fingers around the ball, has the grip, and the 1-0. This one runs low, kicks up a little bit of dirt, now 2-0. For the shortstop, Leparco currently over on first. He has a lot of stolen bases, 70%, as he is 7 of 10 in stolen bases, as this one's lifted foul left field side. And it goes right to a fan who grabs it out of the air. Good old basket catch, and he hands it off. Yes, he does. Hands it off to the woman that appears that he is attending tonight's ball game with. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. As Feeney again has a sign. It's a 2-1 count and the pitch. That one runs well in. And now the count is 3-1. Feeney, the 3-1. That one taps slowly over towards first and second. Nunez will grab it, throw over to first in time. No shot at the double play, just too slowly hit. The runner will advance.
Too slowly hit, but give Leparco credit for running like an absolute greyhound down the path right there. That was his own doing as well as the very lately hit ball, and a well-deserved advancement over to second base, albeit now with 2 outs.
So bring up the center fielder, number 7, Richard Brereton, familiar face here at Wacona Park with the Bristol Blues.
Brereton, 299 hitter, 6 doubles with a homer, driven in 14 runs, but a humongous 33 strikeouts on the season for him. Very much a feast or famine type player.
Brereton actually leads the league in strikeouts, as the pitch is in there for a called strike. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's hitting cleanup for a reason. When he does make good contact, he produces. But yes, a lot of strikeouts on the ledger this year.
Here is the next pitch. That one, good grab there from the catcher Simeone, as that one was backhanded picked. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men gone. Just getting underway here in Pittsfield between the Bristol Blues and the Pittsfield Suns. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sitting over on second is Leparco, as Feeney checks over at second twice, and now a pickoff move over to second base, and he's back in safely. And that one, I think that was a balk. It was a balk. It was a late call, but give credit there to the skipper for the Bristol Blues calling that one out. He sold the call. Then, well, Ronnie Palmer was completely correct. Feeney stepped towards home plate as he looked behind him. I'm not sure what his motion was. No matter what, you always have to step behind the rubber. Oh, that just looks like his shoes were caught together. The 3-1 is in there for a called strike. Or, excuse me, the 2-1 is in there. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men gone, a run around third.
Well, given how fast Leparco is, a hit in the outfield was already going to score him from second either way, and it doesn't really help the Blues all that much to advance him to third.
And speaking of, that doesn't help him at all with a big swing and miss there from Brereton, and that continues his league high on the strikeouts with, I believe, 34.
34 indeed.
So the first inning is done with. Still surprised on the very late non-ball call. Then it was called, thanks to Ronnie Palmer, the skipper for the Bristol Blues. But nonetheless, no harm, no foul, as there's no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head through 1/2 inning to the bottom of the first, no score between the Blues and the Suns. And we're going to keep it here and give you now the starting lineup for your Pittsfield Suns.
Leading off is Dave Matthews. Batting second is Patrick Sullivan, with Peter Marin hitting third. Dylan Faircloth bats cleanup with Ivan Nunez batting fifth. Brian McHale hits sixth with Kyle Cronk batting seventh. Vicente Mendoza, a fairly fresh face, will bat eighth. And Severino Simeone will finish off the order. And they will go to work against Michael DeLeese. And Brian McHale making a crucial error that cost the Suns dearly in losing yesterday's game. Looking at him on the order, he's looking at a night of redemption for the team as they host the Bristol Blues.
Well, any error is always going to be disheartening, really.
Sure.
But to end the game, it's got a little bit more sting to it, obviously. But what you got to do as really every day in every game in baseball, you have to just put it behind you.
Short memory.
Exactly, short memory, and just focus on the task at hand. Because if you look back on the past, you're going to focus on that and then lose focus, and that will, again, continue the vicious circle.
Well, yes, you certainly don't want to dwell on your mistakes, but on the other hand, McHale has also made 11 errors this year, so he could also use them as learning moments, like, hey, this is what happened that caused things to go wrong, so this is what I have to defend against. So, yes, absolutely, you don't want to dwell on your mistakes, or, you'll just end up making them again, but you also don't want to forget completely that they happened, or else what's stopping them from happening again?
DeLeese is going to be hurling to his backstop Bauman. From third to first, you have Malloy, Leparco, Osberg, Bonvicini. And from left to right, Hunt, Brereton, Stevens. The Suns are going to bring out their hitter, the center fielder, number 20, Dave Matthews, going to lead off the ball game and the offensive charge for the Suns. DeLeese with the sign and the windup. Here's the first pitch. That one just misses outside, if not also low. The count is 1-0.
Matthews, a 277 hitter. He's got 3 homers with 13 runs driven in. He's got 16 walks, but he also leads the team with 27 strikeouts.
Pitch missed on the outside corner. It missed low. It was over the plate. So now it's 2-0 here to Matthews, as the pitch here from DeLeese is swung on, and that one looked like the fence hit the netting hit our crowd mic. Now the count is 2 balls, 1 strike.
Picking up in stolen bases, however, lately is Matthews, as he's at 6 for the season. Not really known as much of a runner.
2-1. That one out in front of that one, swung on and missed to the changeup, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Matthews earlier in the season was a big-time free swinger, but Billy, we've noticed him be a lot more patient at the plate.
It's been a slow progression. 2-2. That one's a 55-footer. Now it's full 3-2. And of course, with this being summer ball, your objectivity really has to be focused on improving your game. And, well, he has done that and shown signs of really improving his vision at the plate.
Absolutely. Although, to be fair, neither version of Matthews would have swung at that last one.
As this one is a high fly ball out towards the left. Going back is Hunt, and he will collect the out in straightaway left. Here's the first baseman, number 38, Patrick Sullivan. He came as an addition late for the Suns, about 2 weeks late, but really since he's been the Suns' everyday first baseman.
And a pretty solid hitter at that, a 303 batter with 7 doubles with a triple. He's got a round tripper, driven in 10 runs, walked 17 times, just 11 strikeouts. So much like Dave Matthews of recent, Patrick Sullivan, very good plate vision.
Delise getting the sign. And the pitch. That one misses outside on a changeup. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 here from Delise. This one a hot shot going into center, but right there is Brereton, and he will collect the out.
Yeah, that one kind of hung out there forever. I'm not surprised Sullivan hacked at it, but I am surprised he was unable to do damage with it. That was not a very good pitch from Delise, and he's lucky Sullivan didn't do something with it.
Here's the third baseman, number 21, Peter Marin.
Well, Marin doesn't have enough qualifying at-bats to actually hold this designation, but for a flat stat, he does lead the Suns in batting average with a .333 average in 15 games. He's got a triple with 3 runs driven into 12 strikeouts.
Pitch missed in as well as it went low, 1-0.
And even though he hasn't played too many games, Billy, Marin has had success at the plate.
This one is chopped foul behind home plate. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Yes, for Marin, his real designation has really been moving base runners. We've been seeing that a lot with Marin, as well as getting on base himself.
He does both at a fairly fine rate.
1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 men gone, and the pitch. That one does hit the outside corner, called strike. And now the count is 1-2.
With just 1 walk to 12 strikeouts, though, his plate vision could see improvement as we see him fall behind in the count here.
That one runs low. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So OPS is 7-8-9, which is nice to see as this one's lifted out to center field. Again, Brereton is right there, jumps up and makes the catch. And that will end the inning. Pittsfield Suns go down 1-2-3 flyouts to left, center, and center to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We're completed through 1 full inning of play. And now we head to the top of the second. No score between the visiting Bristol Blues and the Pittsfield Suns as you're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Are you prepared in the event of a disaster? I'm Jim Cantori, reminding you that the best way to make your family safer is to be prepared before disaster strikes. First, build a disaster supply kit with enough supplies for each family member for at least 3 days. Next, make a family communication or evacuation plan. Finally, stay informed. Listen to local radio and TV reports when disasters are imminent. For more information on how you can be Red Cross ready, contact your local American Red Cross chapter or visit redcross.org.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Here now, the top of the second, leadoff hitter is the number 5 batter. This is Matthew Bonvicini, the first baseman, in number 39. He sees the first pitch outside for a ball against the left-handed hitting Bonvicini. The count is 1-0. As the next pitch, that one is lifted foul third base side. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
286 hitter, 20 of 70 on the season, with 1 homer to go with 15 RBI, 14 walks, and 16 strikeouts.
Here's a windup here for Feeney and the 1-1. That one drops low. Maybe a bit inside as well. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a 2-1. That one is hit foul back to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Bonvicini. Here now the 2-2. Just misses high. So he does not get the call for strike 3, and that will bring it full at 3-2. As Feeney with the payoff, fires this one, and that one heads over to second at Nunez. He'll flip over to first in time, 1 gone.
Not as smooth as his beginning to the first inning, but still with a one man faced, 1 out to begin the inning for Feeney.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Justin Henry Malloy.
Henry Malloy, a .259 hitter with 3 homers in the season to go with 10 ribbies, 14 walks, and 18 strikeouts.
For Malloy, he sees a first pitch called strike at the knees. The count here is 0-1. Very unusual first half of the FCBL season here, Andrew, as we've seen a lot of batters come and go here at Wacona Park, not to mention other baseball parks and teams, as the pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm very surprised that there's not as many home run hitters in the league this year as years past.
Well, you and I were just, I'll give that a moment.
1-1, that one's lifted foul first base side. Go ahead.
Well, you and I were just talking about Sal Frelick of the Navigators, who is absolutely destroying FCBL pitching. But yes, beyond that, Billy, it's not like we're seeing all these golden arms. Like, we don't have a ton of sub-1 ERA pitchers or whatnot. So really just guys are getting on, singling, walking, even doubles, but no real power hitters, as you mentioned.
Pitch is high for a ball now, 2-2. It's like seeing, let's see, how can I put this into good terms? Or a good phrase, and I'll give it a couple pitches and I'll try to explain it. Here's the 2-2. That one a check swing, but it goes fair. Feeney will glove it. He'll flip over to first in time, showing off the athleticism there for Feeney.
Impressive. You could tell from Feeney's facial expression because his eyes widened a lot. He did not expect that check swing to go that direction, but great snap reaction from Feeney. Good job fielding and a good job to have a clean throw on the first to pick up the out.
It's right fielder, number 31, Peyton Stevens.
Stevens hitting at a quarter right now. That's .250. He's got a homer with 11 RBI, walked 9 times, but a humongous 29 strikeouts in the season.
Pitches upstairs for a ball, 1-0. It's like seeing the FCBL is to the MLB in terms of home run hitting. Here's the 1-0. Doesn't get the call, low and outside, 2-0. As is, I would say, the whole 2000s era basketball is to today's NBA with all the 3-pointers. That's the only comparison I can really fathom, as this one's shot over to short to McHale. The throw over to first is in time.
Yeah, when we're off air or next inning, I'm going to need you to elaborate on that.
Well, I'll try to get into further detail. That's the best I can come with on the spot. But it's a 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Blues. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. As we now head through 1.5 to the bottom of the second. There's no score between the Bristol Blues and the Pittsfield Suns here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The following commercial is sponsored by FeedThePig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
see store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
Because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to FeedThePig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one, or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Now in the bottom of the second here at Wacona Park, we're going to have their cleanup hitter, number 14, Dylan Faircloth, the DH, lift one into shallow center between the shortstop, center fielder, and second baseman, and it falls. The Bermuda Triangle is lost, and that is an outfield single for the DH, Dylan Faircloth, putting it where they ain't.
Well, prior to that at-bat, although it will see a short raise, Faircloth had been hit batting .305. He will now be 33 of 106 on the season with 2 homers, 18 RBI, 10 walks, and 16 strikeouts.
And now here is today's interviewee, second baseman number 39, Ivan Nunez.
We'll look at Nunez, a .309 hitter, couple homers with 16 runs driven in, walked 13 times to 8 strikeouts thus far.
Pitch is on the inside corner against the inside crowding Nunez. The count is 0-1. To my point of last inning, Andrew, it really is the home run era, the home run strikeout era, I should say, in the MLB.
Look at guys like Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, yes, unfortunately. A check swing, and that one is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. It really is feast or famine now, as opposed to the live ball era, anything like that where it's hit in play. Now it's either beyond the fence or it's not. It's a home run derby, essentially. With that being said, it's a tough pill to swallow. It's a pickup throw over to first. That's what it is. It is, you're looking back at 90s, early 2000s baseball, it was really not necessarily the home run ball that was the big factor. It was, well, of course, you had McGuire and Sosa going for the home run records and everything like that. But for the late 90s and early 2000s, what you had, I'll get to that in just a second. Here's a 1-1. That one blown away in the dirt, now 2-1. What you had was hitting to the point where you wanted to hit it in play and get runners across, not necessarily hit beyond the fence. Albeit there was a lot, sure, but that wasn't the main focus of the ballgame like it is now.
Well, the last guy who truly embodied that sentiment, Billy, and I'll get to this after this pitch.
The 2-1 is, I believe that one was outside. It was. Now the count is 3-1.
Well,
Pickoff attempt was no good.
The last guy who truly embodied what you're talking about in the 90s with the live ball era and all, he just retired earlier this season, and I'm sure you know who I'm referring to. Ichiro,
yes,
of course.
3-1, and that one's low, and that one's going to walk Nunez, bringing up the shortstop, number 5, Brian McHale. We'll give everyone McHale's stats here.
Yeah. Yes, we will. So looking at McHale, been a rough season defensively for McHale, but at the plate, solid enough. Batting .306 with a homer, 12 runs driven in with 12 walks to 16 strikeouts. But again, 11 fielding errors this year. That has really been a thorn in McHale and the Suns' side this year.
Yes, the player that really embodied the live ball era, not necessarily a home run hitter, but an old school player in Ichiro, as that one's in there, called strike here to McHale.
Well,
0-1.
To say he was not necessarily a power hitter is a little bit of an understatement. He was pretty much completely a contact hitter.
Very similar to Jeter.
Yeah,
Jeter had a little bit more homers.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Only a little. Here's the 0-1. Well outside there on the breaking ball, just broke way too much in a late release there for DeLeese.
And, you know, Ichiro turned like a really solid, long, sustainable career doing that type of thing, you know? And like too often we see it where guys in the MLB, like, look at guys like Chris Davis of the Orioles. Like, he had a couple of really good years, and we haven't heard from him in a long time.
That one's popped up foul first base side, and with the glove right there is Bonvicini in foul territory for the out. So Kyle Cronk, the left fielder, number 2, who bats 7th, will dig in with runners on first and second with one man gone.
And a rough year at the plate for Cronk so far, just a 187 hitter. He's got a homer with 6 RBI, walked 8 times to 17 strikeouts. Really hasn't really had it going for him at the plate so far.
Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off of the catcher. Count is 0-1. Yeah, but further attesting to that, you just had a call up for the Houston Astros, Kyle Tucker, who is a big, heavy hitter, coming out of AAA, and now he's going to be an everyday outfielder, if not a DH. But
oh boy, I can't.
The Astros get richer and richer and richer, as this one is a rich shot going into center, and just for a base hit, they're going to hold up the runner and may have had a run depending on if they tested it, but they decide not to. And a smart move, as now the right fielder, number 4, Vicente Mendoza, will dig in with the bases loaded and one gone.
Looking at Mendoza, although Cronk just broke out of a bit of a funk, it is now up to Mendoza to do the same, as he's had a really rough season at the plate, batting just 146, 7-48 on the year. He has walked 10 times, but that has accompanied 19 strikeouts. And yes, Billy, I cannot wait to see Kyle Tucker really begin to settle into the majors. That is going to be really fun to watch.
It always is really nice to see all the prospects come up, and then when they dominate, it's just a sight to see, and the pitch is low.
Looking at you, Yankees. Oh, mama.
But probably the team with the best farm system right now has got to be probably Atlanta's definitely up there. Here's the 1-0. As that one's in there, a called strike. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. The Atlanta Braves really do have a great farm system.
Yes, I would agree with you on that. And they have a really good team even now. So the Braves are built to sustain some type of success for years to come. Don't sleep on the Phillies, though.
The 1-1 is shifted foul. Now the count is 1-2 with the bases loaded. And one man gone here in the bottom of the second. No score between the Blues and the Suns. And that's another thing I want to get into probably next inning is the quality of teams in the MLB, as the 1-2 makes it 2-2 as the pitch was dropped low on a breaking ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, one man gone. Bases are loaded. Faircloth on third, Nunez on second, Cronk on first. DeLeese on the mound, trying to get the sign, shakes off a sign or two. Now he's set. Checks third, kicks and deals at 2-2. Just misses outside, does not get the call. Must have missed high because it looked good on the outside corner there.
Risky take from Mendoza, but one more risky take and he could bring himself in a run.
Full count, DeLeese. Here's the payoff. Swung on, fouled first base side. The catcher and first baseman going to chase, and they will run out of room as it does hit the netting about halfway down.
Oh, man, that was close. He was like Wilt Chamberlain type size. He might have had it.
I think double size.
Yes,
yeah. That one had to be at least 15 feet high hitting the net. But the quality of teams in the MLB versus the quality of the NBA, there's only 3 teams that are going to win the NBA championship this year upcoming.
I don't know who the other 2 than the Warriors are.
Celtics coming out of the East, borrowing massive injuries for the Warriors, because you always have to factor in injuries.
Okay, that's a solid argument.
I'll get to that in a second for the third. Here's the 3-2. This one chopped in between third and short. That one's going to get through into left field. They're going to run 1 run. And now here comes the other runner. The throw home is in time. A great throw there from the left fielder, Hunt. They only get 1 run, and it's an RBI single. Just 1 RBI on the single for Mendoza. The Suns now lead it by a score of 1-0 and strike first, but just getting that second runner across for Nunez. The throw well on time, well ahead, and the easy tag there for Bauman.
Yeah, very poor decision to send Nunez home on that one, as this one was not hit very hard and easily corralled in the outfield. That was a very questionable decision to bring Nunez home. If it were someone like along the lines of Chad Shade, it would have made sense, but Nunez is not the most fleet of foot, and that cost the Suns a runner.
Here's the catcher, number 19, Severino Simeone. This one foul-tipped, and the count is 0-1.
Simeone off to a very cold start at the plate, hitting just 125, 5 of 40 on the year, driven in 2 runs, walking 3, striking out 13 times.
Pitch is low and away. The count here is 1 ball, 1 strike. There's only 4 teams that could potentially win the finals. The Warriors, of course, and barring disaster or anything like that in terms of injuries, you have the Celtics, I'll say Lakers because LeBron, and the Houston Rockets. Pitch does hit the outside corner. Now the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't see any other team winning out of the East other than the Celtics. I'm sorry.
I think the Lakers need more than LeBron to even contend in the West.
Amen. But LeBron's carried worse teams.
That is true, but he hasn't done it for a very long time.
This year, the pitch in between first and second. The second baseman Osberg is there. Throw over to first is in time. that will end the inning. So the Suns do get one run that does get pushed aboard off of a total of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. So that completes 2 full innings of play. And we now head to the top of the third. The Suns strike first. It is 1-0. Suns lead the Blues. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Are you prepared in the event of a disaster? I'm Jim Cantori, reminding you that the best way to make your family safer is to be prepared before disaster strikes. First, build a disaster supply kit with enough supplies for each family member for at least 3 days. Next, make a family communication or evacuation plan. Finally, stay informed. Listen to local radio and TV reports when disasters are imminent. For more information on how you can be Red Cross ready, contact your local American Red Cross chapter or visit redcross.org.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Andrew Belargin, pelted outfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. As we head to the top of the third, there is a 1-0 lead for the Pittsfield Suns, who's just struck first in the bottom of the second. It's now the top of the third, and the left fielder, number 6, Ethan Hunt, will dig in. But just a recent development here. It looks like the third baseman for the Bristol Blues, Justin Henry Malloy, is getting attention from the trainers. Hopefully he's okay, but we're going to get back into live action and read off the stats here for the left fielder, Hunt.
Hunt, a .260 hitter, driven in 10 runs to 5 walks with 11 strikeouts.
First pitch in there, a called strike. The count here is 0-1. Looking at least at Malloy right now, who's getting attention right near the dugout, it looks like it might be a cramp, a strain, something as this one's hit into play. Feeney is right there. He will shovel it over to first. 1 gone.
Another 1-3 put out for Feeney, who's been really busy fielding-wise today.
So bring up the number 9 hitter, the catcher number 24, Alex Bauman.
Bauman, just a .204 hitter on the season, driven in 8 runs, walked 10 times with 8 strikeouts. So at the least, he does have some decent plate vision. Just hasn't had much in the manner of contact hitting this year.
Here's the pitch outside for a ball. The count here is now 1-0. Again, Malloy looks like he's stretching up that right side, just underneath his right arm. Not quite his abdomen, but truly on the kidney side of it, as this one is fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. It looks like he's okay, and hopefully he will continue to play.
Indeed.
It's a 1-1 count with a 1-man gone as Feeney has the sign. And the windup, here's the 1 ball, 1 strike count. This one lifted deep in the right field. Going back here is Mendoza, and he will be able to get underneath this one as the ball again just dives out there and right center field. And now there's 2 men gone.
Welcome to Wacona Park. That type of thing happens all the time. I'm not going to say this one I don't think it would have come close to leaving the park anywhere else, but I think it might have actually done something other than simply get caught. But, yep, it's Wacona Park, and this stuff happens all the time.
Like with Colorado, and the air quality leaves it really to be a home run hitter's ballpark. This here, Wacona, more of a pitcher's park.
Good. That's a good analogy.
Here, the first pitch to Ian Osberg is a called strike on the outside corner against the lefty. It's 0-1. Osberg is 0-1 with a ground out to second. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss there as he chases one low and away. Now, no balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2. That one swung on left field side. Going back there is Kronk. He will make the catch, and that will end the inning.
Very fast 3 innings of work from Feeney so far. Fast and effective.
Especially with only 8 pitches hurled, with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head now through 2.5 to the bottom of the third, with the Suns up by a score of 1-0 over the Blues. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
We head to the bottom of the third, and for the Pittsfield Suns, it'll be the top of the order. Starting with the center fielder, number 20, Dave Matthews. He flew out to left his last time up in opposite field. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Here's a first pitch here from DeLeese, and that one does get the call as this one hit the lower outside corner, look low, but that one's in there. As the next pitch, same spot, but this one is going to be rolled a non-strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here, the next pitch here from DeLeese, as this one is chopped, headed towards short. Right there is Laparco. Throw over to first. Just got him by a half step. They played Matthews to a slight shift, and it does work.
Yeah, and his swing wasn't particularly impressive. It was kind of an overheaded swing. Made sort of weak contact, never had a chance of really leaving the infield. So the Bristol defense figuring Matthews out to a T.
First baseman number 38, Patrick Sullivan, will take in. He flew out to deep center field this last time up. Here's a pitch. That one right there on the outer half, called strike. Count is 0-1, 1 man gone here in the bottom of the third. Suns up 1-0 over the Blues. Pitch. Inside out swing. That one heads over to second. Late snare there from Osberg, but he does gather it. Throw over to first as well in time. Now 2 gone.
Well, if you are a fan of pace of play type baseball, then you are loving this. It's been a very fast third inning and really just a pretty fast baseball game in general.
And you're also going to love the fact that we do have a little bit of cloud cover trying to prevent a sun delay, so possibly we might be able to get out of this one without any interference. Here's the third baseman, number 21, Peter Marin.
That would be great.
Here's a pitch. Cut and miss there on the breaking ball. Looked like a very slow curve there from DeLeese.
A rough one from Marin. Really got to get up to that one. His swing was off. He was very off timing. And even if he had hit the thing, it would have probably just been a high pop-up. So not a particularly impressive swing at all.
A check swing. He did not go. The appeal. No, he did not go. So correct call there. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men gone here for the number 3 batter, third baseman, Marin. And that one, you're going to have to finally give an error there to Getty as he tries to snare it, but, well, does not.
An E0.
1 ball, 2 strikes now as DeLeese, a very traditional stance and windup. Here's the 1-2. That one, a little bit of chin music there as that one broke like a 2-seamer as that one was a fastball, but it ran in a late kick.
Marin doing a bit of the limbo down there trying to get out of the way of that thing.
Well, if you thought that pitch was wild, here comes the deuces wild pitch here for DeLeese. Late break, and that one is hecked foul. And it looks like a little bit of time here is going to be stalled here from Inzero, who I didn't think got a piece of that one, but probably got a little dirt kicked up his way. And he's going to stall for time trying to recover and recuperate. And so he'll dust off home plate. And Barron's going to have a little chat here in terms of getting a little things going here with Gedman, the manager. We now resume play following a very brief delay, and the 2-2. Drops low for a ball. Now working it back full is Marin. It's now 3-2. DeLeese has a sign. With the kick, here's the payoff as this one's lifted into shallow right center field. Coming in is Brereton, and he will make the catch with every inch of his body there. Able to track that one down, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Pittsfield Suns. No runs, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We now head to 3 full innings of play now to the top of the 4th with the Suns still leading the score by a score of 1-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
We head to the top of the 4th, 1/3 of the ball game completed. To the shortstop, number 1, Alex Laparco. He is the only Blue with a hit here in tonight's contest for the Bristol Blues.
It's been a quiet night in the early going for the offense. As you said, Billy Laparco, the only one who really has shown up to this point.
At least offensively, one time through the lineup. As here's the pitch. Beautiful curveball there from Feeney as he breaks out the slow curve. 0-1.
Best pitch we've seen from him all evening from Feeney.
Here's the pitch. Another slow curve, and he goes back-to-back and swung on and missed. There's Laparco, not expecting 2 slow curves right in a row.
Don't blame him. That's an unconventional strategy, but working to devastating effect so far for Feeney.
Will we see a third? No, well, he just shook off his head, so I'm assuming no. Here's the 0-2. He does bring out that slow curve. This one does miss low and outside, so the count now is 0-2.
Simeone probably thinking like, dude, don't throw it a third time.
It's like trying to throw a knuckleball that doesn't break. Here's the 1-2. Fastball finally, as that one's fouled off first base side. It remains 1-2. But yeah, how weird would that be? Every single pitch, a slow curve.
Well, you have a pretty high ERA more often than not.
Here, the 1-2. The pitch is low and outside. Now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've seen position players do it quite often, and they have a 0 ERA.
Right. Okay.
It's a 2-2 count. Here to Laparco as Feeney shakes off the sign. And now the 2-2. Fastball swung on foul back behind home plate. Well foul, and that one's going to bonk off the concourse. We'll go again from a 2-2. Feeney kicks and deals. This one a hot shot headed over to short. McHale's right there. He'll throw over to first in time.
Just getting him at first on a decent throw from McHale. Good way to start the inning off right.
Yeah, but that's That's one of the few issues that I see base runners do. They rule themselves safe. I don't think that will count in any record book.
Well, you know, points for being hopeful.
Here's the pitch. Slow curve again, but this one misses low here to the DH Haig. He grounded out to second his first time up.
It's not like there's an inherent rule against doing so. It just doesn't exactly gain you anything.
It really actually slows you down. You're more focused on calling yourself safe than actually getting to the bag. Here, pitch was high. Now it's 2-0 to Theodore Haig in the 2-0. That one's shifted foul left field side.
Looking at it right now, Phillies on top of Baltimore 4-0. Nationals over the Mets 2-0. Toronto over Boston 2-0. Scoreless tie in Cleveland between the Yankees and Indians.
Pitch is fouled back. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That Yankees-Indians game just getting underway in the bottom of the first, and the other games are in the third inning or later.
Suns getting behind some cloud cover. Here's the 2-2 swung on, fouled back. And it goes back into the field to play. Home plate umpire Anthony Inzeral ducks, but it wasn't that far. So it'll be a 2-2 count.
It's not quite cricket, unfortunately.
With a nod, Feeney has the count and the 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3. That's the second strikeout there for Feeney, who has been really dealing here thus far. That's 10 straight men retired.
And on that one, Feeney just really reared back and blew it right past him. But got some nice heat on that thing and blew it right past Haig, who had no idea it was coming.
Here's the center fielder, number 7, Richard Brereton. Speaking of strikeouts, this is the only other man to strike out against Feeney, but still a nice job here thus far from the veteran.
Indeed, really trying to redeem himself after a rough go of things as of recent.
Hot shot a second, snap bare hand there from McHale, throw it to first, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Suns. So that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Through 3.5, we head now to the bottom of the fourth. The Pittsfield Suns still leading by a score of 1-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey,
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Back to live action here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch swinging. Dylan Faircloth fouls one back here to us. And it was caught by Bauman. That one just barely missed the fence in the netting, and just barely able to grab that one is Bauman. So one pitch, one gone. So bring up second baseman number 39, Ivan Nunez. He walked, but was gunned down at home by the left fielder Hunt on an RBI single by Vicente Mendoza. This one a slap over to third. Right there is Malloy. He'll throw over to first in time. 2 pitches, 2 gone.
Well, geez, I have a difficult time keeping up on my score thing here. It has been a really fast game.
Shortstop, speaking of foul flyouts or foul pop-outs, I should say. Shortstop number 5, Brian McHale, who, let's see if, he'll try. Here's the first pitch. Wisely does not swing to prevent a 3-pitch inning.
Yes.
Called strike 0-1. Here's the 0-1. This one may be a 4-pitch inning. This one going out to center field. And it is.
Oh, my.
A 4-pitch inning, and DeLeese has got to be loving its pitch count now.
Oh, man.
A 1-2-3 inning, as this is as true blue of a pitcher's duel as you can get. That will end the inning.
Pace of play as well, about as much as you could possibly hope for in a baseball game.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. 4 complete, headed to the top of the 5th. 1-0 Suns lead the Blues. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey.
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit Autism.
Back to the top of the 5th now, and this is a first pitch to first baseman Bob Vicini. First pitch called strike. Count is 0-1.
Hey, look, it wasn't a 1-pitch, 1 out.
Well, still not too late for that. Vinny with the 0-1, as this one is low and in. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not even an hour in, and we're already in the top of the 5th.
A 1-1, bless you, as this one's hot shot into shallow left center field, and the left fielder, Crunk, will give way to his captain in the outfield, center fielder Matthews, and that is a 3-pitch out, 1 less pitch than the whole last half inning. This will bring up the third baseman, number 10, Justin Henry Malloy. Looks like he's okay. Looked like he pulled a muscle on his right side, but it looks like he's good. That was a couple innings ago. Last time up, he slapped a hit towards the pitcher on a check swing and was recorded 1-3 point out.
Kind of gave Feeney a bit of a scare on the mound as well.
Here is a pitch. High fly ball. The catcher lost it. Now he's looking up. And it looks like he ran into the netting. Feeney patting his chest saying that was my fault. But I really don't see, no pun intended, how that would be his fault.
And
I think it was just lost there by Simeone just because of where the sun lies as it's up in the air, and he did not see where that one went.
I mean, I don't really think it's anyone's fault. That's a tough play to make in any sort of circumstance right there. In any case, it didn't really hurt the Suns, so no harm. And, well, yes, there was a foul, but not in the metaphorical sense.
In the literal. Here's the pitch, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man gone. Top of the 5th, 1-0. Suns lead the Blues. And the pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Key to Feeney's success tonight. He's really been getting batters into a favorable count for himself, throwing a lot of first pitch strikes and just in general getting guys behind the count.
Here is the 1-2 as this one's cut on a miss for strike 3.
And again, Feeney really got his moving pitches working for him in this outing. And he's also got his fastball working to a tee as well. It's been a delightful outing from Feeney. If he keeps on this rate, he could really have a very good stat line at the end of the night. He really even turned some heads with the line.
Only 7 batters he fell behind in the count with. That's amazing.
Indeed.
Here's a pitch. That one a curveball, but that one bounces in. 1 ball, no strikes, making number 8.
Yes.
To right fielder, number 31, Peyton Stevens. He grounded out too short his last time up. Here's the windup and the 1-0. Pitch hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Feeney again fires. The 1-1 bounces up and right in front of Simeone.
That was funny.
Excuse me. Put that down as a foul ball. My mistake. I have to scribble that one out. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 men gone. Feeney again. Now the 2-1 as this one is hot shot foul back towards the Suns dugout. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. We were trying to at least give you an idea of what's happening with the MLB home run derby, but, well, we really don't have a choice here.
No, unless we want to talk in between innings or something.
We're talking between pitches and then, well, just continue it afterward, and it'll be chopped up into pieces. 2-2, called, strike 3 on the outside corner.
What a beautiful pitch. Feeney is feeling it today.
Feeney feeling it with 4 strikeouts on the ball game. That is the first looking. So 4 on the day through 5 full, and another 1, 2, 3 inning. Down go with the Blues. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Through 4.5, halfway through the ball game. We're not even an hour through the contest. It is 1-0. Suns lead the Blues. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Headed to the bottom of the 5th, but it looks like there's a defensive change, and Justin Henry Malloy is going to take the rest of the night off. Alex Laparco, it looks like he's going to move from short to third, and there is a replacement we'll get to in just a moment, as this one here to Kronk is fouled back, and the count is 0-1. I believe that is number 3. I think that's Jeremy Sagan. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Pitch. That one hits there in the lower outside corner. Count now is 0-2. Here to Kyle Kronk. Kronk a single into center, back in the second. Here's the pitch. This one tapped, and this one heads over to second. A throw over to first in time. And there is one gone. It looks like DeLise is okay. He fell off of the mound when the ball made contact with the bat. It does look like he is okay.
Might have just tripped.
I think that is what happened. So bring up right fielder number 4, Vicente Mendoza, an RBI single. Could have had 2, but gone down to home was Nunez.
That was the last time we actually saw any sort of offense from either of these teams as well.
Pitch. Grounded over towards third. Great pick there. Throw over to first in time. Great pick there from Laparco.
Wow. Phenomenal pitching. Phenomenal defense. This is not, I don't think pitcher's duel is appropriate. I think defensive duel, I think, would be more of an appropriate title for this game. It's been
really
great.
It's a chess game, really.
Yes, great from both sides. Chess game, neither side giving up their rooks or their queens on this one.
Pitch is low for a ball. The count here is 1-0. Really just sacrificing pawns at this point. And the pitch, the 1-0, runs in, maybe a tad low as well. 2-0 is the count. A check swing. He did go around, and home plate umpire Anthony Inzero does call it. No help needed.
What a silly swing on that one. He was way high, he was late, and he was way off. Took him way out of the zone when it wasn't even out of the zone to begin with. What kind of swing was that?
This one was a swing and miss, as this one was a little bit more recognizable, but a late break hits the dirt. So the count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, if you're looking for the reason why this game is going so fast, swings like this are pretty much kind of telling as to why.
And the pitch, hot shot, and it hits the pitcher. He will bobble it, a throw over to first, throws it away. It goes all the way to right field. Simeone's going to think 3 here, but he will hold up, go back over to second.
Now we have to wonder if Felice is okay. It looked like he kind of stumbled. That we know that hit him in the leg, and he kind of stayed down for a moment. He's up and walking around now. He looks like he's okay, but you only hope that he's going to be all right. Anyhow, as for that, Billy may correct me on this, but I believe Simeone would reach first on an E3 because the throw was well off, but I believe Billy may correct me on that.
Yeah, the throw was off. There's no way in the world that the first baseman would have gathered that. That's actually going to be a double error on the pitcher.
Of course, I meant E1, didn't mean E3. My mistake on that.
The pitch, that one's in there for a called strike to Dave Matthews.
You don't see too many double errors.
Next pitch, that one's in there for a called strike. The count is 0-2. Matthews with the 0-2, cut on a miss for strike 3.
Well, no harm, no foul in that error debacle, as it is pretty much immediately, as is everything else in this game, is immediately dealt with.
So with that will end the inning. Not a 1-2-3 inning, but a 1-2-4 inning. No runs, no hits. Up to this point, 2 errors and 1 man left. We're going to head through 5 full innings of play here now to the top of the 6th. Suns lead it by a score of 1-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey.
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Top of the sixth, 1-0 Suns over the Blues in a true pitcher's duel. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters duel up, but a quick scoring change. It was a two-base error by the pitcher Delise, not a fielding and throwing error, as this is a swing and miss. So the count is 0-1. Here to the left fielder number 6, Ethan Hunt. He grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. Pitch just misses outside. Great location there from Feeney, trying to make him chase, but to no avail. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, hot shot, one hopper, past the diving glove there of McHale. And that is the first base hit since 1 out in the top of the first. The second batter in the ball game.
Well, it's been a memorable streak for Feeney as it lasted all the way into the 6th inning as he just gave up his second base hit of the game.
14 men retired in a row for Feeney. That is a line. "14 men in a row he retired." A hot shot going into center field. Matthews is right there to collect the out. And, well, we go back to that, and now there's 1 man in a row put down. That was catcher number 24, Alex Bellman.
Talk about short memories. Is the next one up? Just a 1 pitch out. You know, like who hit a base hit? What's a base hit?
And so bring up Ian Osberg, the leadoff hitter, batting from the left-hand side.
I'd say look out for Osberg on the base path. That would require him to actually get there at this point, which has been very difficult today against Feeney, who's been quite stingy in this ballgame.
Time is called here by Osberg. Feeney with the first pitch. Swung on a high fly ball going into center. Matthews is right there, and now 2 men in a row put out.
It's just 67 pitches at the moment.
44 for strikes. That is a great ratio.
He'll easily finish this inning, and I don't see why he can't finish the next one and maybe even come out for the 8th. Assuming he doesn't run into any trouble.
We'll certainly see, but this by far, up to this point, the best outing of his season, if not career.
For sure.
Pitch, curveball that misses high and in and moves just in. 1 ball, no strikes. Over on first is Ethan Hunt.
With just a 1-run cushion, though, Feeney can't get complacent. Just keep on throwing zeros.
A 1-0. Pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Excuse me, no strikes. The runner goes. The pitch is in there. A called strike. Throw over to second is not in time. That'll be a stolen base there for Ethan Hunt.
Just the second time all ball game the Blues have been able to get a man into scoring position. And that, of course, came, well, the last time they had a guy hit a base hit.
Back in the first.
Yes, it has been a very cold day for the Bristol Blues offense.
For Hunt, that is his 7th stolen bag. He's now 7 of 10. And the pitch here from Feeney goes into right field, and this one will drop. Let's see, they will test it. The throw home is well offline.
Oh, man.
So that will tie up the ball game to no fault of Feeney, really. He is going to be charged with the error, but that is going to be an RBI single in advancement for Alex Laparco. And the ball game is all knotted up.
Yes, what a terrible throw on the home. I'm not sure if it had been online. I think it would have been close plate to plate if it was online, but an awful throw at home, way off the bag and very, very slow. Easily allows the tying run to be plated.
This will bring up the DH number 14, Theodore Haig. He's struck out his last time up. That one's fouled back. Count is 0-1. The go-ahead run is sitting at second base. Here's the pitch. That one drops low in the dirt. Good pick there from Simeone. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men gone.
Billy may correct me on this one, but I think that it will be ruled as an E8 coming home, but Billy may correct me on that one.
No, it's just going to be a straight-up advancement, an advancement on the play.
Ah.
That one fouled over left field side, 1 ball, 2 strike. So it will be an RBI single for Alex Laparco. He did advance on the play no matter if the throw was online or not. Count is 1-2. And the pitch. Cut on and miss for strike 3. That ends the threat and the inning. To show you how dominant Feeney has been again, that is 3 hits total thus far through 6+. 1 earned run. It finally comes in for the Blues. They do have the ball game off 1 run, 2 hits, which doubles up the game total. No errors and 1 man left. We head now through 6, I should say 5.5, to the bottom of the 6th. The Blues tap the ball game by a score of 1-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely.
Tap your views together 3 times.
Is just a click away.
There is no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
see store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
Because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Too bad about radio.
To the bottom of the 6th, we go. The 2-3-4 hitters, Sullivan, Marin, Fairclough, they are due up. And hopefully, at least for the Blues, Bellman is okay. I'm not sure if you caught that, as Bellman did not on the final warm-up throw over to second. It actually bounced in the dirt and caught him. It looked like in the mask. Definitely took off the mask, but looks like he's okay. But definitely scary little move there. Here's the first pitch here to Sullivan. The pitch low and in.
And no pun intended, Billy, but we've had the perfect storm going for this Suns game tonight. It's been a really quick game, and we are not experiencing a sun delay. We should easily see our shortest game of the season, barring something unforeseen coming up in innings to come.
The 1-0, a high fly ball to deep left center field. But right there is Hunt, actually, as they played the shift into perfection. They had the left fielder Hunt well scouted in left center field, expecting him to pull.
And they were right on the money with that prediction, especially in a tie ball game late, which is actually not even 8 o'clock, and we're late in the game, but still late in the game for that type of move. Pays off beautifully for the Bristol Blues.
Yeah, we're in the later middle innings. Here's the third baseman, Peter Marin. He sees a first pitch that is out of the zone, a ball, 1-0. Here now the 1-0. That one does hit the inside corner. Marin will see a fresh, even 1-1 count. Pitch. That one just misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man gone. Tie ball game, 1-1. A run came in last half inning off of 2 hits, 3 total for the Blues. As the pitch does hit the lower outside corner. Great location there from DeLeese, who's also still out there dueling alongside his counterpart, Gage Feeney.
DeLeese currently at 69, about to be 70 pitches, so he still has some life left in his outing.
The 2-2 miss low, full 3-2. Both pitchers doing really, this is by far the best pitchers duel that I've seen all season. Here's the payoff. Slow curve, and it just barely missed the inside corner, and that will be a walk there for Merritt.
The second walk that Elise has administered in the first one since the second inning.
DH number 14, Dylan Faircloth, will dig in. Suns haven't had a hit since Vicente Mendoza with one man gone. That was an RBI single. That was back in the second. They have had a runner reach on a two-base throwing error by the pitcher Delise, as well as this walk there for Peter Merritt. Pitch. That one's in there, a called strike, and that one's a called strike, not a swinging strike. A little bit of a sense of humor there from Faircloth with a late obvious swing, saying maybe I should have swung at that one. But it'll go down as a called strike, non-swinging effect. Here's the 0-1. This one open-ended swing, and jumping up and making the catch as a shortstop, and wisely no throw as he was off balance. Still a great snare there from Sagan.
An impeccable snare from Sagan, stopping a base runner from advancing. And, well, it has been just the perfect storm of stuff for defense and pitchers duels today for both of these sides.
So on the humpback line drive, he was able to corral it. Second baseman number 39, Ivan Nunez, will dig in. He's currently 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Here's a pitch, a high drive going into right center, does drop for a base hit, holding Marin over at second, as the throw would have well been in time. So that's the first base hit since the second, and now runners on first and second with two gone, looking for a little bit of two-out hitting. Here's the shortstop, number 5, Brian McHale.
Well, finally, the bats are starting to do something, for both of these teams, really, but now for the Suns with the runner in scoring position. The way this game has gone, the next run could be the winning run.
Here's a shortstop, number 5, Brian McHale. He's 0 for 2, looking to change it. A foul pop out to first and a fly out to center. This one's hit to center, and it drops. They're going to round the runner. Around comes Marin. The throw home is not in time. The Pittsfield Suns with an RBI single in advancement by Brian McHale. Runners on second and third, and they retake the lead 2-1.
And there you go. It's been a very fast game, these last two between Nunez and McHale. Both one pitch and singling immediately on that first pitch, wasting no time, as they really haven't wasted any time all game long. But this time they make it count, with McHale finally bringing home a run for the Suns as they go up 2-1.
Now runners on second and third. Kyle Cronk looking to get another base hit. The left fielder is 1 for 2 on the day. Pitch. That one drops low for a ball, 1-0. There's finally some activity going in the bullpen.
I don't blame them either. Delise, I'm not sure he's running out of gas, but he definitely isn't looking quite as effective as, of course, earlier in the ballgame.
Pitch is low and away now, 2-0.
Might not be a bad time for a meeting on the mound of some sort.
Not entirely sure if that's might be Michael Gennaro. Not too sure. This one swung on and missed by Cronk, and the count here is now 2-1. Now, that looked like it was not Gennaro. That looked like that was Jason Hebner. It's a true lefty. Yeah, that's, I believe, Hebner. He's ready to come in when the Blues need him. It's a 2-1 count, 2 men gone, a runner in. It's 2-1 Suns. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the pitch does hit the outside corner.
A 50-50 call on that one, but, well, when you've been throwing as well as he's been throwing most of this game, you tend to get those calls, and right there is no exception. Still dealing with a threat on the base paths, though, with a couple runners in scoring position.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men gone, 2 men on. The Deuces wild pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. The throw over to first is in time on the drop third strike, and that will end the further threat. However, the Suns do get the go-ahead run across off of 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We have gone through 2/3 of the ball game.
It's
6 innings full, and the ball game is now in the lead of the Suns once more by a score of 2-1. We get to the top of the 7th, the score 2-1, and we return with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
New, I guess, pitcher in the ball game for the Suns, and it is, I don't know if we're going to call him the infielder converted reliever or not, but in any case, coming into pitch now will be number 30, Thomas Hughes. Hughes, we're used to seeing him at the plate, but here he will take his talents to the mound, and he's done so 4 times this season out of the pen for the Suns. He's pitched 6 shutout innings, giving up 5 hits and striking out 9 with a winning decision on the year, and, well, those numbers are perfectly justifiable to make the case for him to come out for some more action out of the pen, as Hughes will relieve Gage Feeney. Feeney leaves the game pretty fresh. He also leaves the game in line for the win. He covered 6 innings, did get the quality start facing 21 batters, and earned a run on 3 hits. He also struck out 5, and that's it. Probably Feeney's best start of the season, and fitfully, he is currently in line for the win, and you hope for his sake that Hughes can hold the line.
Here's the pitch. And the sidearmer does get the pitch on the inside corner. A nasty motion there from Hughes. And he's actually the two-way player for the Suns, really the only two-way player. And the most successful two-way player I think we've seen here since Tito Marrero back in 2012. The 0-1 is a check swing as it was low and away. Now it's 1-1.
Perhaps memory isn't serving me correctly, but I don't remember Hughes ever being a sidearmer on the mound. That is an interesting development.
He has been a sidearmer. It's been 2 years, though. Pitch just misses the inside corner. 2-1 is the count as Hughes, the two-way player, the infielder and pitcher. With that being said, he is the only reliever and only pitcher of the Pittsfield Suns staff who has not given up an earned run.
Which is quite something for a two-way player.
2-1. Oh, big cut and miss. As time was called.
Jeez.
He did not foul that one off. That's a swing and miss. And a grade school swing there for Richard Brereton starting off the middle order. He's 0 for 2, and with a swing like that, again, he'll be 0 for 3.
Being at 34 strikeouts with a swing like that is not surprising this season. And a miserable at-bat for Brereton, even though it's only 2-2.
That's when a hot shot headed towards second, backhanded by Nunez, and he drops the ball. That one's going to be a straight-up error there for Nunez.
Disappointing one at that, as Hughes really looked like he had Brereton out front on that one. Pretty routine ground ball, but Nunez kind of just ate it on that one, and that one pretty easy E4 call.
Now both teams with one error, pretty minuscule, but a very positive light on the quality as well as pace of play here today.
Yeah,
to bring up the left-handed hitting Bonvicini. He's also 0 for 2.
Suns have had difficulty on defense this season. That one was a little rough, but first error of the ball game in the 7th inning is actually not that bad, given what we've seen from them this year.
The really only problem with the Suns' errors is when they do get them, they stockpile them all in one bad game. Otherwise, they're limited to, if not any, 1 error per game.
I will never forget that 5-error debacle against the North Shore Navigators we had very recently here.
Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. With a man on first.
And, of course, they actually lost a game off of an error yesterday. So, you know,
it's baseball, sure. You can't always be perfect. The pickoff move over towards first, back in safely, is Brereton.
No, and all of that, the Suns are actually towards the top in the FCBL for fielding. So,
I believe they're a third or fourth, actually.
Which is, of course, towards the top as they're not towards the bottom.
This one is popped up in the infield. Hughes will give way to the shortstop. Actually, he tried deking us, and I think he did for me at least. And right there's McHale. Let the pop out. One man gone, one man on. Here is the shortstop. Came in as a defensive replacement for the third baseman, Justin Henry Malloy. And number 3, Jeremy Hagan will dig in.
Sagan, a .213 hitter. He's 13 of 61 on the year, driven in 4 runs, but struck out 20 times to 6 walks.
Oh, just a bad motion there, and they're going to call for interference here as the tag was applied on the throw over to second. I think there was interference there with Sagan. The pitch was well in. He still swung, and now here comes Gedman to argue the play. The tag was applied, but on the follow-through showing the ball, it looks like Nunez lost it. Let's see how this argument is going to forthcome here.
Don't think it's going to end up with a reversal or of any sort of ruling. Doesn't look like it will.
Well, they are going to have a meeting, it looks like.
It looks like Getty is not particularly happy.
Right now, it's been ruled a swinging strike and a stolen base for Brereton. And now they're going to talk this over. I'm not sure if that was interference, but they're arguing the play. The tag was made, and then the ball was kicked well towards the normal shortstop hole towards third base. It'll be very interesting if this one is reversed.
This discussion has been longer than some entire innings we've had in this ball game.
Very true. Gedman might be arguing that the ball was lost well after the tag was made. Yeah, just a really long talk. They will rule him safe. And Gedman is now going to again ask what the ruling is, or at least why the ruling is.
He does not look happy.
The tag was made on the left thigh. There was no slide of all things. Brereton did not slide, which was very questionable. The throw was well there. The tag was made, but the ball was lost. And Gedman still arguing the call, at least trying to explain himself on why he believes the call should be reversed. Gedman is very, very laid back when it comes to his managerial skills. It's very rare if he's ever gets into bad company with the umpires.
Now
very well respected with the umpiring crew.
Definitely. We've seen some some managers and coaches here lose their cool, but I don't know that I've ever seen Getty be one of them.
We've seen him be thrown out before, but it's a very long talk between Gedman's reasoning behind this, which I believe you can make an argument for because the tag was there. Probably a full half second afterwards. It wasn't like the ball careened out right as he made the tag. It was the tag. He went to show up the ball, and then it came out. I think that's where the argument lays from.
Looks like Getty's finally going to let it rest. And well, after a little bit of jabber as he walks away.
So no change. It will be ruled a stolen base and a swinging strike for Sagan on, well, the only reason why he was swinging is for a hit and run attempt. Otherwise, really, there was no reason for him to. Here's the pitch showing bunt. The pitch is upstairs. And the count now 1-1 strike. And really, this is the sole reason for that is they're trying to get a runner over and tie up the ball game. I mean, there's only been 8 hits collected between both teams, with the Suns having 2 more hits and 1 more run. The pitch just misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 2-1. Caught on a miss. Actually, it's foul tipped. But still, it was a slow swing there from Sagan. But Hughes, again, he's normally a shortstop, normally a middle infielder, if not, also plays third base. And the pitch cut on a miss for strike 3. Now 2 men gone.
Yeah, Sagan not swinging the hottest of bats there at the plate. Some really ugly swings. He just never could get a gauge on what Hughes was throwing him, and as a result, he goes down and hits the second out of the inning.
Peyton Stevens 0 for 2 on the day. There's only been 2 men with a hit thus far today. Alex Laparco has 2. Ethan Hunt, the man on deck, is the only other man. Beautiful breaking ball again from Hughes. The count is 0-1. For a middle infielder and just general infielder, for Hughes, I think he's got quite a future as a pitcher if he continues this.
Yes, I was going to say, seems to be at quite the groove on the mound again to this point, and that could change, but he has yet to give up an earned run this season or any runs, period, out of the pen. And that could change with a runner in scoring position right now, but
no, it can't.
I just mean runs in general, of course.
Earned runs, yeah, he's not going to get that this inning. The 0-1 just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I say that because Brereton reached on an error. That's 1. And 2, there's 2 outs.
Of course, I just meant runs in general, to which Hughes has not given up even an unearned run so far.
The 1-1 misses high. Now 2-1. This is the first batter that he's actually fell behind in the count against. Rather, that second, Brereton, of course, saw a 2-1 count. Then he swung for strike 2. Pitch going into center field, and it will drop for a base hit. They will bring the runner. The throw home is not in time. It's offline.
Another rough throw home. They were not going to get Brereton at home pretty much no matter what, but the throw well offline and kind of like a slow hanging in the air on that one. That was not going to have a shot at beating Brereton. And, well, there you go. The Blues have now tied it up.
It's now 2-2. An RBI single in advancement for Stevens. And now runner on second again will bring up the left fielder number 6, Ethan Hunt.
Unfortunately, this will prevent Gage Feeney from getting the win in tonight's game, which is really quite unfortunate. He really had an outing to remember in this one.
Here's the first pitch here from Hughes. That one outside corner for a called ball. I really don't know where that one missed. The sidearmer had it right across the outside edge.
Me neither. I'm a little bit confused on that.
Pitch. That one, I'll give it to him, was high. 2 balls and no strikes. Now the 2-0, swung on a miss, no debate there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men gone.
Swung on and missed for a ball.
Oh, don't even start with me on that. Now the 2 on this one, a slow squibber over towards second. Nunez has it, throws over to first in time, but that will end the inning as 1 run comes aboard off of 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We now head to stretch time as it ties up the ball game at 2 apiece between the Blues and the Suns. We're going to listen in to Take Me Out to the Ball Game with a new pitcher coming in for the Blues. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. It's a tie ball game between the Blues and the Suns at 2 apiece.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
New pitcher in the ballgame for the Bristol Blues, that is Jason Hebner. Hebner has appeared in 9 games, 2 starts, thrown 18 2/3, giving up 16 hits, 11 runs, 7 earned, walked 13 with 17 strikeouts, a win and a loss on the season with a 3.37 ERA.
So here is Hebner, the lengthy lefty, facing off against Vicente Mendoza. The first pitch is called strike on the inside corner. The count here is 0-1 from the big lefty.
And on an off note, Billy, I know we talked a bit about Hughes being a two-way player for the Suns, and I'll get to that in a moment.
Pitch is upstairs, now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Couldn't help but notice that Richard Brereton has actually made 6 appearances, including 1 start for the Blues this season. That is quite interesting. He has a pretty solid ERA as well.
This one a hot shot into left as Mendoza gets another base hit, continuing a hot resume here today. 2 for 3 on the day thus far.
There you go. The go-ahead run now on base again. No one really at all is wasting any time as Mendoza only needs a couple of pitches before he swung on one he liked.
And for Delise, he had a great outing as well. He really did. Very similar to Feeney, albeit 1 extra run, I think.
Indeed. Delise 6 full. He will get the quality start, but he will also be saddled with a no decision. He faced 25 batters, gave up 2 earned, gave up 5 hits, walked 2, and struck out 2.
And here's a bunt going to the pitcher. A throw over to first is high, but the foot is stepped onto the bag from Bonvicini. And a sacrifice bunt 1-3. Simeone brings aboard into scoring position Mendoza.
And a great play from Simeone on that one. And a good call to try to bunt Mendoza over. They are playing small ball in a very low-scoring affair.
So now here is Dave Matthews with a runner in scoring position and only 1 gone. Ebner, the lefty, with the pitch against the lefty. A high fly ball going to right field, but right there is Stevens to make the catch. A hard hit, probably the hardest all game between both teams, but that is literally what you call an atom ball, I like to say, because it was hit right at him.
Not really. I would call that more of like an anvil. It just came crashing right down. Like it had no hang time for some strange reason. It looked like it should have carried, but I guess gravity just said nah and just sent the thing propelling downward. It fell like a rock. I don't think I've seen anything quite like that before.
And now the Suns with small ball are going to have to play big boy ball with the first baseman, number 38, Patrick Sullivan. But first time's going to be called. And I believe that is Jordy Shiner. He's the pitching coach here for the Blues. It is a lefty versus lefty situation. I'm not entirely sure what the game plan here is. Maybe about how many pitches to go at Sullivan or what order of style of breaking balls, fastballs, anything like that. Either that or just a confidence booster just to calm down Hebner after the hard hit there from Matthews. So it's a single by Mendoza, a sacrifice bunt by Simeone, then a line out to right from Matthews. So there is 2 men gone with a runner on second, and that is the go-ahead run for the Suns. Sullivan is 0 for 3. Looking to change that here.
Be a big time for him to do so.
Here is the pitch. Breaking ball, and that one's well outside. Count is 1-0. Should Sullivan reach on base safely, third baseman Peter Marin is on deck.
A hit in the outfield would probably bring Mendoza around.
Pitch just barely missed Sullivan.
They're pitching him carefully, and for good reason. That said, Sullivan, excellent of vision and awareness at the plate. He's not going to swing at something silly.
Hebner with a 2-0, well low and outside. They're trying to pitch around Sullivan here, and now Sullivan's not even going to think about swinging at this one.
Pitching around Sullivan to get to Marin. It's an interesting call.
Well, the intentional walk would have already been placed by now.
I don't think, they're not giving Sullivan like a deliberately free pass.
That one just barely hits the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2-man gone. The go-ahead run is over at second. A hit in the outfield can bring in Mendoza. Here is the 3-1. High fly ball, but that one's foul left field side, and that will be a full count at 3-2. Jason Hebner right now trying to hold the line here. With the nod, he's going to set from the stretch, towing the far first base side of the rubber. Here's a payoff. Outside. That will walk him, and now this will bring up third baseman Peter Marin.
A good eye from Sullivan on that one. That one right on the line. A good take.
Marin a fly out to center and right in the first and third innings, collectively and respectively. A walk in the 6th, where he later scored, so he's officially 0 for 2 on the day. Hebner from the stretch. He'll check second. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Misses low on the outside corner. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes.
An excellent take from Marin on that one. That one very slow. Looked like it was right on the line. We usually are accustomed to seeing him hack at that one, but does a great job holding off.
Here is the 1-0. This one slapped, headed towards third. Grab there, and now he's going to run away from the tag. But the tag well made in time. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you're right. I was going to say, yeah.
With that being said, that will end the 7th. So 7 full innings of play. No runs off of 1 hit. No errors and 2 men left following the fielder's choice. We head out to the top of the 8th with a tie ball game at 2 runs apiece, with the Suns having 2 more hits. Hughes will come back out and try to preserve that tie ball game as we head to the top of the 8th. 2-2, Blues and Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Back to live action. First pitch was low for a ball. The count is 1-0. That one is on the lower outside corner to the catcher, number 24, Alex Bauman. And the count now is 1-1 here in the top of the 8th. 2-2, Blues and Suns all tied up. Past Hughes, it goes to shortstop. A throw from McHale is well in time.
I don't blame you for actually saying Hughes because we're used to seeing Hughes in the middle infield, but done a great job on the mound.
Yeah, it's either been Tanati, it's been Hughes, it's been McHale. Either way, my thoughts are getting mixed up between all of them. That being said, this will bring up now the leadoff hitter in the 4th time through the lineup, second baseman number 5, Ian Osberg, who bunts it foul and diving is Simeone, but he cannot get there.
Would have been. Oh man, that would have been.
That would have been the play of the year from any catcher at this ballpark, or probably in the league ever. That was popped up maybe, I would say, 5 feet higher in the air from where it was. So let's say 10 feet roughly. Here's the 0-1. Called strike. Beautiful motion there and deceptive move from the sidearm two-way player. Right now a hurler, Hughes. 0-2. Pitch. Misses outside. Tried to make him chase. Here's a 1-2. Misses low and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 10 hits for both teams. Suns with 6, Blues with 4. Otherwise, both teams have the same amount of runs and errors. 2 and 1 for both teams, respectively.
Starting them off 0-2, but few pitches gone awry, and it's a full count pitch coming up.
Hughes with the payoff. Swung on, popped up in the infield foul. Simeone getting underneath it, and he will make the basket catch.
Not quite as impressive as the play that could have been, but still a decent play to help Hughes out with the second out on a full count pitch.
Here is the shortstop, now third baseman, Alex Loparco. He's probably been the most effective hitter thus far. The only man with 2 hits thus far, 2 singles. Also has an RBI tacked on top of it. Pitch misses outside. 1-0 here to Loparco. Now time is called. I think Simeone just broke his mitt. He did. He's going to get a fresh glove. Yeah, I just saw the webbing on it just snapped in half.
Well, I don't see this.
So they're gonna dig in, and he's gonna use someone else's glove. I believe that is Taylor Mier, and it is. He's gonna use Mier's glove. Excuse me, his mitt. And his just snapped on that catch. I thought I heard something that was a little awkward on that catch.
Well, one thing for a bat to break, but this is something we're not used to seeing.
At least it's better than, let's say, part of his actual equipment, like his, I don't know, his light guards, his chest protector. Pitch misses outside, 2-0. Pitch. That one's in there, called strike. And a fastball from Hughes. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 men gone. It's a 2-2 ball game. Hughes with the pitch. That one cut on foul. Tip back into the mitt there of Mieres, which is currently right now being held by Simeone, of course. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 men gone. Hughes trying to get through the inning fairly swiftly, as this one is on back line drive heading over to second. Nunez right there. So that will be a pop out, and that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th inning this ball game, where the Suns go 1, 2, 3 defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Still a tie ball game, 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. We're going to stay tuned and listen in to the crowd sing along with Sweet Caroline here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. It'll be the middle of the lineup for the Suns, Fairclough, Nunez, and McHale. Here's the pitch to Fairclough, a swing and miss. For Fairclough, count is 0-1 as he is 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored. Next pitch is nubbed off of the end of the bat to the pitcher. And a flip over to first in time. That one looked like it was. Have you ever had the cymbals together and they crash together? It's like you put them together and the suction just holds them together. That's how the ball appeared that it went off the end of the bat.
Interestingly put there, Billy, but
I've had it happen to me back in middle school. That's why I said I was in band. I put them together, trying to crash them. They stuck together. I didn't know what to do. Good thing it was practice, though. This will bring up second baseman number 39, Ivan Nunez. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. Pitch high, pop up, headed towards second and first as well. Foul territory. Bonfacini's right there to make the out.
Another 1 pitch, 1 down. That's 3 pitches in this inning. I keep thinking like, oh, we're gonna have an inning where we see a couple full count, like right down to the wire pitches with a ton of continuation fouls and whatnot. But no, I guess not. It just hasn't happened.
This one, another pop out. Pop up, headed to short, and that will end the inning.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? Wow. Another 1 pitch, 1 out. Like, it's almost, I feel like a broken record player at this point.
Well, that being said, we now head to the top of the 9th. And now we're getting into crunch time here. We head now to the top of the 9th. Tie ball game, 2 apiece. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely.
Tap your heels together 3 times.
Is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
New pitch in the ball game for the Suns. That's number 27, Mike Noki. Noki's had a decent season for the Suns so far in 12 appearances, 60 2/3 innings thrown, 15 hits given up on 7 runs with 6 earned. walked 10 to 18 strikeouts, a win and a loss on the ledger, but with 3 saves, which leads the team with a 3.24 ERA. And that'll do it for Thomas Hughes, who covered multiple innings out of the bullpen, again proving himself to be a quite reliable option for the Suns. He will be charged with the blown save despite not giving up any earned runs. Hughes pitched 2 innings, facing 8 batters, an unearned run on 1 hit with a strikeout on 35 pitches. Again, we'll be receiving the blown save regardless of the outcome of this game. And now Noki comes in, trying to send things over to the home half of the ninth, potentially allowing for the Suns to walk things off.
And right now for the Suns, there's only one way for them to win, and that is via walk-off, whether it be in the 9th inning, 10th inning, or the home run derby.
Oh, man, another home run derby.
And how fitting would that be, or how ironic would that be in a pitcher's duel of a ball game we've been in, a ball game to be decided by a home run derby of all things?
That is a very good point you make there, Billy. I had not actually thought about that. That's funny.
Here's the DH, Hay. He is 0 for 3. Last 2 times up, he struck out swinging as the pitch misses outside, maybe a tad high as well, 1-0.
Just the mindset of, like, you guys haven't been swinging the bats very well, so we're going to have a contest to see who can swing the bats, maybe a little bit less not so well, to see who wins the game.
Pitch is low, now 2-0. Yeah, of all things, it is probably the most ironic ending to a ball game, at least for today, that I've really ever seen ever.
Well, we could do that, or we could go to like 15 innings of like 1 minute per inning. Of course, we don't do that in the FCBL anymore, but I almost feel like that's how it would go if we did that.
Yeah, this is how quickly things have been going. We're not even 2 hours through the contest.
And yet here we are in the 9th.
3-0, well, that one's dead red. 3-1 on the called strike. This ball game started at 6:33. It's now 8:30, so we're at 1:57. That one snared foul. Full count forthcoming.
A good job from Noki to recover and force the full count pitch against Haig.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a 9-inning baseball game here in the FCBL that went less than 2.
I certainly have never seen one ever.
That one swung and a miss, but it goes off the catcher, and that one's going to be a strikeout wild pitch.
Well, they got to get on base somehow, I guess, and, well, what better way of getting on than, hey, I struck out and made it over to first. I guess someone's got to win this game. That is his 3rd strikeout on the day, although this one with a somewhat better result than the last 2.
A consolation prize, if you will.
Yes.
So Brereton, also 0 for 3. He reached out an error last time up. He also stole a bag and scored. Might be looking to bunt here, but we'll certainly see. Time called by the catcher.
I don't know that I'd have the cleanup guy bunt, but if you're ever going to do it, this is the right time to do it. With no outs, a runner on first in a pitcher's duel ball game, top of the 9th, this would be the time to do it if you're ever going to do it.
And in a ball game where there's only 4 collective hits for your whole team, while 2 of those hits have gone to 1 hitter.
Yeah, this would not be the time. I mean, I would not be for it usually, but this would be a good, and it looks like they're going to do it.
They will bunt, and it's foul.
Well foul. That one kind of jumped off the bat. Really only got one more try left at bunting if he wants to do it.
Well, not necessarily. He could try to.
It's not.
Try for it.
It's not advisable
if he doesn't.
It's not advisable that he does if he gets to 2 strikes on the next bunt. That would be a very risky and really more risk than reward on that type of effort.
He will bunt again, and it goes foul, so we may not see him bunt again. If he does foul it off again while trying to bunt, it will be an automatic dead ball strikeout.
At this point, given that he's your cleanup guy, I have to imagine they'll let him swing the bat here. It would be quite strange. I get this situation, but I would not risk bunting, especially with your cleanup guy at the plate.
Another pickoff move over towards first. They have been doing that quite a bit.
Speaking of pickoffs, it wouldn't surprise me to see them send the runner at first and try to get him to swipe second. This would be a great time to do it. Even though they
throw him out situation.
Well, that's the risk you run in these types of situations. But what else are you going to do?
You're going to strike out and miss. A pickoff throw over to second is bluffed. So a big move there from Noki, striking him out swinging. Second on the day for Brereton, and second straight here for Noki. I won't say what I just thought. First baseman number 39, Matthew Bonvicini. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Another pickoff move over to first. They're really going to keep tabs over there on Haig. Here's the pitch. Outside corner called strike. Count is 0-1. Next pitch, just misses low. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
I'm not sure if, let's see. Pitch does hit the lower inside corner. Count is 1-2. I'm not sure if that's a pinch runner over at first now. That'd be Nick Rascotti if it is a pinch runner. But the dirt, I think, is covering up the 1 on his 14. Pick off, throw back over. No, it is still. The dirt is covering up the 1 on his 14 on the front. So it looks like number 4, but it's still Haig over there. Here's the 1-2, misses outside. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 man gone, runner on first. It's tied here in the top of the 9th at 2 runs apiece. Here is the pitch outside again, and now here's trouble. So it's going to be a 3-2 count. There's 1 man gone, 1 man on first.
He did this with Haig, too. Although slightly going the other way, he had him 3-0, then 3-2 before that strikeout wild pitch. So going the other way here.
Runner does go, and the pitch is low, so the throw here to second doesn't matter.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Simeone's arguing the call. He's saying, I thought that was a strike at the knees, but, well, hopefully an umpire, Anthony Inzero, says nay. And this will bring up a pinch hitter for Sagan.
He would have been safe running to second anyway, so at the least, the Blues would have still had a runner in scoring position.
Number 35, Dylan Reynolds, will be the pinch hitter here. Home umpire Anthony Inzero giving us the wave. Yes, that is a pinch hitter, Dylan Reynolds. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, called strike. Runners on first and second here in a tight ball game because it's tied at 2 runs apiece in the top of the 9th.
Reynolds, a .273 hitter, 9 RBI, 21 walks to, or excuse me, 21. Yes, actually 21 walks to 1 strikeout. I actually couldn't believe that for a moment. I was looking at that stat. It is interesting. He's quite the patient hitter.
Here is the pitch. Now 1 drops low. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. 21 walks plus 3 hit by pitches to 1 strikeout in 21 games. Wow.
I actually thought, like, oh, that can't be right. That's got to be a problem with the website.
That's the ratio of the year. Next pitch just misses outside.
Well, I guess looking for him to strike out here is probably not going to happen. Much more accustomed to it being the other way around with most hitters in the FCBL.
2-1. Outside corner, called strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 man gone, 2 runners on, and the go-ahead is in scoring position being represented by Haig. Now a step-off motion back towards second. Two from Noki. Swung on, and it hits the umpire, and that one's going to be a base hit. Mike Mooney did not get out of the way.
Oh, no.
Mike Mooney is hurt. That was a line shot.
Oh, no.
They're going to rule it a dead ball. That one was a double play ball that could have ended the inning, but this one hits Mooney square in the inside thigh, and he is definitely hurt.
Oh, no, that... Oh. Really hope he's okay. Like he just needs a bit of time to walk it off. Thankfully, he looks like he's going to be all right, but that one, scary shot. While we have a moment, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks narrowly defeated the Nashville Silver Knights 3-2 in game 1 of their doubleheader in 8 innings of action. Of course, it is a doubleheader, so they cannot play more than 7 regulation. And at the bottom of the first, in their second game, the Sharks are already up 2-0. And in North Shore, the Navigators trail the visiting Worcester Bravehearts 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th.
That's an unfortunate series of events for 2 reasons here for this ball game, at least in the Suns. One, that was a hot shot that hit Mooney square. So that's an unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for the Suns, by rule, that is going to be an infield single because it hit the umpire. The trainers are looking over at him. Just an unfortunate series of events here, as that one looked like it was going to be an inning-ending double play if it was turned properly. And now the Suns here in the danger zone, and not the good type of danger zone like Tom Cruise and Top Gun, anything like that. This one's a different kind of danger zone. The go-ahead run is at 90 feet away. The bases are loaded. There's 1 man gone.
Looks like he's going to be all right. Looks like he's going to stay in the game. So, yeah, the applause definitely quite fitting for him. Wow.
My question is this. Anthony Inzero immediately pointed at third and pointed back towards second, but
not really.
That would be ruling it dead without a single. It would be a foul ball, but that one is going to be an infield single by rule. You know, Mooney, you're definitely going to have a bruise in the morning. There will be a pinch runner. Stevens still out there. He will not be pinch hit for. Pinch runner is going to be number 9.
It looks like Andrew Haig.
Possible relation? We don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Peyton Stevens in RBI singles last time up. Suns do not want that. Here's the pitch. Cut on and miss. Strike 1. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. Theodore Haig on third. Bonvicini on second. Andrew Haig over on first. Bases are loaded. 1 man gone. Tied in the top of the 9th. The pitch. The 0-2 is swung on a miss for strike 3. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the inning for Noki, who may reach history with the next batter.
It just dissected him on that one. 3 straight swinging strikes. Stevens just never found some level of comfort there at the plate. Inoki just brutalized him.
Noki with the first pitch. That one drops low for a ball, 1-0. They are brothers, both Haig brothers. The 1-0 swung on, fouled back towards us. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. I know they're related.
That's got to be nice, playing at a collegiate baseball level.
Are they twins? One goes to Yale, one goes to Connecticut, but both are sophomores. Yeah, I think they're twins, similar builds. Both from Woodbridge, Connecticut. Well, that's nice to know. A little detective work for me.
Pat yourself on the back there, Billy.
Well, I'll pat Noki on the back here. He can get through this inning with the score remaining 2-2. Here's the 1-1, however. Great snare there from the catcher.
And Simeone just barely not letting that one get away. That one could have been costly.
Here is a 2-1, swung on a miss for strike 2. And Noki is 1 strike away from history. Noki, the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. That will end the inning as Noki grabs the FCBL record for strikeouts in an inning. And most importantly, he preserves the tie. 4, count them, 4 strikeouts in an inning.
Yes. I was hoping he'd do that.
Most importantly, no runs off of only 1 hit. That was a hit off the umpire, Mike Mooney. No errors. The bases are left loaded. The Suns, they have all the momentum in the world. We head now to the bottom of the 9th with the Pittsfield Suns 2 up in a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the 9th. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
A little bit of clutch pitching there from Mike Noki in the top frame of the 9th as he collects the FCBL record for most strikeouts in an inning with 4. How? Well, the first batter he faced, Theodore Haig, he struck out swinging sure, but it was dropped and went all the way back to the backstop for a strikeout wild pitch. That one gets away. Against Kyle Cronk, the pitch is well in and high. 1-0. A couple of defensive changes here. There's the next pitch fouled off. Count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. Osberg will move from second to third. Laparco will move back from third to short. And then at second base, Andrew Haig, the pinch runner, will stay in the game. Pitch swung on a miss for strike 2 there for Kyle Cronk, who is 1 for 3 on the day.
Billy, we will never see that ever again.
We will probably never see that again. No.
Maybe not at any level of baseball, period, let alone here in the FCBL.
High pop up first base side, but they're going to run out of room here. I don't remember ever in my life seeing an inning with 4 strikeouts. Never.
I've certainly never seen it. Not just in the FCBL, but ever, anywhere, ever. And I may never see that again, ever.
Here is the 1-2. Swung on, fouled again, but this one's going to be out of the field of play once more.
We have not seen really almost any continuation foul balls from the Suns, period. Looking at it, the last time I would have seen any continuation fouls, period, was in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, and there's only been, there's been 2 before this at-bat. Mendez in the 2nd, Marin in the 3rd. Hot shot left field, base hit. The winning run is aboard.
Good job on Kyle Cronk. He fell behind, looked pretty outmatched, but he found a good pitch, hit a pretty hot shot past the infield into the shallow outfield, and there you go. There's the winning, run.
And now the winning run is going to be represented by Chad Shade. Mendoza will be taken out of the ballgame and pinch run for by the speedster that is Kyle Shade. Rather that be Cronk, but still the speedster that is Chad Shade is going to be well versed on the base paths, and he's going to pick apart the pitcher mentally.
With 14 stolen bases on the season for Shade, which by far leads the team, don't be surprised if he tries one right in here.
He's actually tied for 4th in the league in stolen bases.
He has a reputation, and the Bristol Blues know that.
We'll play umpire Anthony Inzaro making the change here.
Got his notepad there.
Making the change up towards us, but I already let him know, hey, we know Shade's over there at first.
We saw him run across the diamond over there at first.
Mendoza, the only Sun with a multi-hit ball game thus far.
Would be a very clutch time for him to continue that streak.
Pitch, slow curve, and the pitch misses outside 1-0. That would have been the prime time there for Shade to go, but we'd rather play it safe than sorry.
Well, Shade steals on first pitch almost all the time, it seems like. Oh, and he's taking a huge lead over there first.
Against a lefty, they're probably going to pick off towards first. Well, there we go.
Well, Shade even saw it coming. He was like halfway back to the bag before there was a motion even being made. They're not going to get him that easy. They're just not.
Another pickup move over to first. Not in time. You said not that easy, but that one was very close.
To be fair, they didn't get him.
That's very true, but that was very close. Bottom of the 9th, the winning run is on first. Nobody gone. Another pickup move over to first.
Are you surprised?
Not really, but then again, if they do another one, I think it's more or less not trying to get Shade over on first. It says, well, he just wants to play a short game of catch with Bonvicini, the first baseman.
Shade has reduced his lead a little bit.
Here's the pitch. High fly ball. That one lifted well foul first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I think if Shade had tried to steal on that first slow curve, he'd have taken second by a mile.
I think you're right. Shade going to take a shorter lead now, at least starting off. Now the runner does go. The pitch outside, throw over to second. Well, not in time. What did you expect?
Not even close. I mean, really, they honestly may as well have just given him the bag.
With that stolen base for Chad Shade, he is now tied for 2nd in the league with Ian Osberg,
who plays with the Blues.
With stolen bases, he is now 15 of 17 Only Knight and Chamberlain of North Shore and Martha's Vineyard, respectively, have a better ratio, 16 and 18, as well as 16 and 19 for Knight and Chamberlain, respectively.
At this point, a hit in the outfield will obviously end the game, so you have to think the strategy, ground ball, ground ball, ground ball, pitch him something low, something with movement a little bit lower in the plate. Of course, don't give him a meatball or else he'll just end the game. It's something either really high and out of the zone or low, ground ball pitch.
Are they going to intentionally walk him?
I was going to say, it looks like the first baseman's well off the bag. It looks like they're going to just give him the base. Looks like they are, yes, they are.
No pitches can be thrown. They're going to award him first base on the intentional pass. This one, because there's 2 balls already gone, it will not go down as an intentional pass, but a straight-up base on ball. And now Drew DiMartino of all batters is going to come up here and pinch hit for Severino Simeone.
Oh, boy. Who better?
And I think they may go for a new hurler. They will give the hook for Hebner.
That's a smart idea.
So new pitcher will come into the ball game. And we're going to stay put, really, because I know there's a lot going on here, but why don't we go to other action, not just in the FCBL, but also on top. We'll do MLB scores, but again, this is just such a fascinating game where we have to get to this. Again, right now, it is the bottom of the ninth. There's nobody gone. There's runners on first and second. And now a new pitcher is going to come into the ball game here. I believe that's Neil McDermott. And yes, it is. Neil McDermott will be the pinch pitcher, if you will, of course. The reliever relieving Jason Hebner. But why don't we get to games that have happened and are currently happening? Andrew.
Well, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks finish off the Nashville Silver Knights 3-2, and they are currently tied with the Silver Knights 2-2 in their second game of their doubleheader in the top of the second. And the Worcester Bravehearts still maintaining a 2-1 lead over the North Shore Navigators in the top of the eighth.
And that first doubleheader game, that went 8 innings.
Yeah.
So that was literally an extra inning. They barely went. If they went to the 9th inning, that would have been the home run derby.
Suppose it would have.
That's crazy. Well, now, again, the pinch, I was getting myself there. The pinch pitcher, the reliever, the new reliever is Neil McDermott. And with stats, Andrew is going to have that line here.
So for McDermott, appeared in 14 games out of the pen so far, 16 and a third thrown, 6 hits given up, 5 runs, just 2 earned, walked 8 to 32 strikeouts, but an even better statistic, 11 saves for the Bristol Blues so far, with a shiny 1.10 ERA, the perfect man for the situation, as the Blues are really in trouble right now.
McDermott obviously going to be an all-star. This is how much of a lead he has. He has 11 saves. The next man, Lisanichia, 5. He has more than double of second place in saves.
And yet even with that, he has a really, 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 really small margin of error, to the point where with Shade on second, it's almost to the point where the ball can't really leave the infield. Anything in the outfield, even if it finds the glove, moves Shade over to third.
Not necessarily. What if it goes in the left with
that? That is.
It's very situational. They're going to pull in the first baseman, Bonvicini, well in, expecting a bunt. No bunt to be had here from DiMartino. The pitch is in there, a cold strike. It's 0-1.
DiMartino bunting in this situation. Are you kidding me?
He's got 2 walk-off hits already this season, both against the top of the leaderboard in Martha's Vineyard Sharks in back-to-back home games against them. But a big cut and miss will bring it now to 0-2.
Yeah, probably not going to bunt in this situation. I don't think he was going to ever bunt ever, but on a 2-strike count, yeah, you can even see the first baseman retreating. There's no way he's going to bunt now. No way.
Here's the pitch. High fly ball, foul first base side.
Oh, okay, but look at how hard McDermott is. I would like to get a radar gun on that. That is insane. That I think is probably the fastest fastball I think I've seen this season. That is insane. Look at that one, though.
It's an 0-2 count. Winning run on second. The pitch fouled off again. We'll go again from 0-2.
I have no idea how DiMartino is even to make contact with these because he is throwing meteorites there on the mound. Again, he's got to be over 90 at this point. That is
well over 90.
Oh, yeah. Well over 90, yeah. Talking like the Aroldis Chapman of the FCBL right here. Plenty of saves with an extremely fast fastball.
Not up to 100, but definitely.
Yeah, well, no.
Definitely, I would say mid-90s.
Yeah, that is ridiculous for a collegiate baseball pitcher.
The 0-2, cut on a miss for strike 3, but it's foul tip, but it does go back into the mid. It will go down as a strikeout for DiMartino. And now this is going to bring up Dave Matthews with one gone, and you know that they're going to be looking for the ground ball here.
Oh, of course, and I don't blame DiMartino. How are you going to do anything with what McDermott is throwing? He could just throw fastball, and it's no wonder his ERA is so small. In fact, it's an even bigger wonder where he gave up the runs to begin with.
Here's a pitch. Big cut and miss there from Matthews. Wow.
Yeah, and an even bigger throw from McDermott.
That's the wow factor right there because that one you could hear the slap up of the mid. Bauman is probably going to have to put ice on his hand after tonight's ball game. Here's the 0-1. Cut on and foul tipped.
Or get a new glove entirely.
I mean, you've already seen, Simeone do that, albeit not on a fastball, but just from wear and tear. Little tear. It's an 0-2 count with one man gone. The winning run is on second, represented by Chad Shea, the speedster. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs holding off on that one was McDermott. But, yeah, wow. This boy can pitch.
He sure can. Like, this is ridiculous. I mean, if you can throw like that, do you even need another pitch other than a fastball?
Yeah, the 1-2. Cut on a miss, strike 3.
Oh, man.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Ridiculous. Insane.
I was going to say the answer to your question. No.
Unfair. Unfair. Like, just flat out, like, unfair. Like no fair. Really.
McDermott. The definition of power pitcher.
You don't say.
First too many faces, strikes them both out.
I haven't seen a harder pitcher this season, the FCBL, but if I'm trying to think of a pitcher in general I've seen in the FCBL who could throw harder than that.
34 strikeouts to 8 walks total now.
Are you surprised?
That's well over 4+.
Man.
4.25 on the ratio, I believe. Pitch just misses outside. I believe that's correct.
That's correct, yes. That's correct.
Oh, look at me doing math. A 1-0 count here to Sullivan, the left-handed hitter, with 2 men gone. Pitch. Cut on and missed. Strike 1. Well, we're definitely going to be seeing McDermott soon. That if we don't see him on Sunday, we'll definitely see him on Tuesday at the All-Star game.
Oh, man.
I can't fathom that he's not going to be there.
Oh, of course he's going to be there. It's ridiculous that he wouldn't be there.
The 1-1. Swung on, fouled back towards us.
I'm amazed that someone was able to make contact with the thing. It's always like with DiMartino, he was clearly outmatched, but he somehow made contact, but you knew it was only a matter of time until he was going to strike out. I feel like it's the same way with Sullivan. I've no idea how he's going to actually do something productive with a swing.
Shakes his head twice, now nods, and he'll step from the stretch. The 1-2. Swung on yet again, fouled off.
Command is on point, throwing absolute meteors on the mound. Like, it's absolutely insane.
1-2. Cut on a miss, strike 3. 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts from Neil McDermott. Will bring it to extras.
It's like playing MLB 2K the show on rookie mode. Like, you just strike everyone out, and you just feel like, oh well, I don't really feel a sense of accomplishment just because it was so easy.
In the inning, no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. As we head now through 9 full innings of play, it's still tied. Therefore, we go to extras. Well, that being single, extra. Tied up 2-2. We head to the top of the 10th. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Andrew Belargin, Paul Outfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Top of the 10th, it's extra inning. We head into the top of the 10th, the bottom of the order, starting with the catcher Alex Bauman. And Mike Noki, fresh off his record-setting 9th, will come out for the 10th. And the pitch, flash of a bunt, and that one's high and away, gets away from the catcher, Mier. The count is 1-0.
It's been a fun last inning. We saw Noki make history, and then we saw McDermott just absolutely destroy the Suns lineup.
Next pitch, right down the middle, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, the record we're alluding to is 4 strikeouts by Noki, not in an outing, but an inning. Pitches foul tipped, and now it's 1-2. A dropped third strike on a swing and miss from Theodore Haig allowed him to go over to first. Still counts as a strikeout, but he struck out the side on top of that, which alludes to 4 strikeouts in an inning. Here's a 1-2. Swung on, fouled off first base side.
Well, Noki is not as overpowering as McDermott is, but been having a just as solid of an outing in his own right.
I'm actually going to look up when's the last time ever that I've really seen 4 strikeouts in an inning. That one's lifted into right, and right there is Mendoza. He's going to hold a runner.
There's the go-ahead run right there. Pretty casual as well, as he just put a bat on the thing, hit it, and it just sort of fell its way out into right.
So Ian Osberg, first a pickoff move over to first. Osberg batting in from the left-hand side. He is going to allude to the bunt, but he's going to elude a foul ball.
Smart idea, and in extra innings in this low-scoring affair. This is the last chance the Bristol Blues have to win it before it goes to the home run derby, assuming the Suns don't do that themselves in the bottom of the 10th.
Actually, the last time that there was a 4 strikeout inning, Miguel Diaz of the Padres did it just a few months ago, as this one no, he's ruled safe. The pickoff throw was there. Get your money's worth, fans. He was gunned down at first.
Apparently, he wasn't, actually.
Another pickoff throw over to first.
No debate on that one, but I'm surprised.
Well, there's a debate of whether or not he should be still at first.
Okay, I will certainly give you that. Surprised there wasn't, a debate coming from the dugout on that one.
This one flashing a bunt, holds back on it. Did he go? Yes, he did.
Take the bat off his shoulders now.
Well, he did on that one, so the count is 0-2. Noki with an 0-2 count. He'll throw over to first once more. Still ruled safe. The 0-2 misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, July 8th was the last time that there was an inning with 4 strikeouts, but that was in the majors.
That they happen so close to each other is kind of funny to me.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody gone, runner on first. And the pitch. That one misses low. Mier, great stab at it. Bring it now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Osberg will have a 2-2 count. Noki shakes off a sign, now has a sign, and the pitch. This one chopped foul to the on-deck circle, and Leparco will try to grab that one. Pitch is away. Now it's full 3-2. So just a very, very dramatized end of the game here. The pitch just misses outside.
Oh no, that's trouble. I'm surprised Bowman hasn't been lifted for a runner of some sort. Is that going to do it for Noki?
Kidman's going to come out here and talk with him.
Hey.
I don't see anyone warming up in the pen, let alone in the pen.
Yeah, this is probably not going to do it for Noki, but doesn't look like it now.
There is someone walking out, but I believe that's part of the blue staff.
Yeah, I hear they don't pitch for opposing teams, unfortunately.
Gee, I wonder why. Just to give everyone a quick heads up as well, I forgot to mention Shade, the pinch runner for Kyle Cronk. It's a straight-up replacement. He's in left. So Alex Leparco, he's 2 for 4 with an RBI single back in the 6th.
Again, I'm surprised the Blues aren't putting a pinch runner over at second.
Corner infielders will come in. Expecting a bunt here from Leparco. And now time is called. Mier is going to come out here and talk with the pitcher, with the pitcher, Noki.
Looking at Bowman, not somebody with stats to back up being a particularly good runner.
They play the wheel play here. Shortstop headed over to third, but he lays off it. The pitch is low. They count 1-0.
Smart idea to go for that.
Again, the wheel play holding up, but that one must have been low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Again, with a catcher Bowman at second, bunting in the face of the wheel play is risky.
It's got to be well placed.
Definitely.
And no one's over at second. Nunez was also playing part of the shift there as he's in between first and second. Now, if Nunez went over to second, then they might have gotten him, but the wheel play here working for both middle infielders.
I saw Noki look at Nunez. I think he thought that
pitch gets underneath the glove there of Mier. Both runners will advance down the pass ball.
What I was going to say is I could see Noki looking at Nunez was running, of course, to third as a part of the wheel play. I think Noki thought that Nunez for a moment was Bowman trying to steal third because he jerked his head back and stared down Nunez for probably a full second before realizing, oh no, you're just a teammate. Never mind.
And now they're going to intentionally walk. Laparca will go down as a base on balls, not an intentional pass, due to how many pitches are in that plate appearance. So now this will bring up Theodore Haig with the bases loaded and nobody gone.
Oh, boy.
Dire situation for the Suns here as the full infield is in.
Facing the number 3 hitter in this circumstance is no good.
Here's the pitch. High fly ball. That one's going to bring in a run. Matthews is going to get underneath it. He will make the catch. The throw in is on line, but just a second too late. A sacrifice fly. It is now 3-2, and the Blues lead the Suns.
Haig did it perfectly in a 2-2 low-scoring affair. All he needed to do was hit a fly ball, and he just got the job done as advertised, putting the Blues up by 1 and thwarting the Suns' efforts to try to stymie the Blues offense with a not scoreboard intentional walk, but they intentionally gave him that 4th ball to make the bases loaded, and that effort is, for the moment, being stymied.
Center fielder number 7, Richard Brereton, will dig in. He's 0 for 4. Reached on an error, stole a base and scored, also struck out twice. Pitches in there, a called strike. I'm honestly surprised whether or not reloading the bases at this point set up the double play, but then again, I'm not coaching.
I would think the same thing as well.
Here's the pitch. This one hit the plate, and that one got up here, and that one's going to score a run, but was that one, it was not ruled as a foul ball. It will go down as a wild pitch. And now it's 4-2.
If we didn't have protective netting up here, I think we would have ourselves a souvenir up here.
I think you might be right.
But I thought for a minute there that was foul tipped. I'm very surprised. That one was a wild pitch. Jeez.
Now just a runner on third. The infield's still in. Here's the pitch. Low is the call. Noki with the 2-1. That one bounces, and the count is now 3-1.
Suns do have a guy hurling in the pen, but day late and $1 short for that, unfortunately.
Here's the pitch. 3-1 hits the plate again, and the runner will score.
Oh, what a meltdown of an inning. Jeez.
And that's not a walk?
Should?
I had it at 3-1 from the umpire's count.
I did as well.
I was ruling it 3-2, so unless he gave us a strike when he said low, he didn't motion for a strike.
Huh. Hey, okay. Cool, fair enough.
Payoff. In the dirt again, and that one got me air. Time's going to be called here.
And a nightmare inning for Noki and the Suns defense. Given the nature of the game, comeback in the bottom of the 10th is obviously not impossible, but given the nature of the game, it's looking dreary for them.
It was a great game to start, really.
But a meltdown top of the 10th here.
And that's going to do it for Noki. There's going to be a new pitcher in the ball game. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class.
class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
New pitch in the ballgame for the Suns to clean up this mess, and that is number 36, Jonathan Marquia. Marquia himself has been quite brutal this season for the Suns in 6 appearances, however. 9 1/3 thrown, giving up 16 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned, walked 4, struck out 9. It's with 1 winning decision, but a humongous 10.60 ERA. And he will come on to try to mercifully finish off this inning. It has seen the Suns give up 3 runs in the top of the 10th to the Bristol Blues.
It's more runs than they had all game in the first 9. So we're in the 10th. It's now 5-2. Blues have a commanding lead, as the Suns, with 3 outs to play with, have to at least at this point get 3 runs, depending on how many more the Blues will score. Bonvicini's due up. He walked his last time up, overall 0 for 3. Pitch. That one's right down there. Right in the middle, that is. Count is 0-1. The runner goes. The 0-1 is off the plate.
Oh, wow.
Again.
Wow.
You think the strike zone, someone could hit it? No, they're hitting the plate instead.
Can we make the
That's
plate?
going to be a stolen base there for Brereton.
Can we make the plate the strikeout zone now, please?
Well, slow pitch softball is the strike zone.
Maybe more like kickball, too.
Well, yeah. Here is the 1-1. High fly ball into left. Underneath this one is going to be Shade. He will make the catch. I also bring up Andrew Haig, and this is actually going to be the first time that he comes up to the plate. Yeah, that's correct.
Haig is a .220 hitter, 11 for 50, driven in 3 runs with 7 walks, and struck out 11 times on the season.
Trying to get more insurance runs are the Blues. A runner in scoring position. 2 men gone. 3 runs here in the 10th. They lead at 5-2. Here's the pitch. It's the outside corner, called strike. Marquia checks the runner and the 0-1. That one skied out into right. Charging here is going to be Stevens, but also Nunez is right there. He'll make an over-the-shoulder catch and end the inning.
Mercifully.
That being said, that will end the inning, but 3 runs come aboard. That's more than the Blues had in the first 9 collectively. So that will end the inning, as now the Blues have a commanding 5-2 lead, and I can't fathom that McDermott would be taken out of the ballgame, as he has a heavy closer. It's not a closing situation, but yes, he will be back out there.
I believe he's in line for the win now.
Yes, he is, if he can hold the line. 3 runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 10th with the Suns needing at least 3 to try to force a home run derby. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Too bad about radio.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, since television, you know, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. Every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
It will be the heart of the order for the Suns, who need 3 runs with 3 outs left in the bottom of the 10th. McDermott with a first pitch, and first pitch swinging his mirror in 0-1.
Oh, here we go again with McDermott doing this to anyone the Suns put at the plate. It is just relentless.
He is the league's best reliever.
I wonder how he got that title.
The 0-1 is slapped well foul. That one is going to go off of the picnic area tent, and that one's going to be a...
It is actually like an accomplishment if you can even get a bat on a ball that this guy throws, let alone actually like do something with it.
Fouling the free baseball, not only for all the fans, but that fan over there. Next pitch is low and away, now 1-2. And time is called by Marin during the lineup there for McDermott. Be Marin, Fairclough, Nunez due up. Here's the 1-2. Hot shot headed towards third. It is a fair ball. Long throw from third. A jump. And he's ruled out.
Yeah, I looked like he got tagged maybe about a step before he hit the bag. So that looks like the right call. But still, again,
it was the force, not the tag,
yes,
that he was ruled out off of. So this will bring up now Dylan Fairclough. Only 1 hit for him today with a run scored, but that was back in the 2nd. So he's 1 for 4 in the day. What we thought was going to be a quick game is turning out to be a lengthy one because, well, we're in to the 10th inning.
I don't mind free baseball under any pretense.
Pitch is low, 1-0. This ball game should have, if it kept the continuance of how quick the baseball game was going through.
We would have had the home run derby an hour ago, or, of course, the game would have just ended.
The bottom of the 5th, we were not even 1 hour through the contest. Now we're approaching 3. Foul behind us. And that one's not going to get to a car because, well, people finally caught on and parked well enough back.
Well, this type of game is giving a little something for everyone. You had pace of play people. You had pitchers duel people. We've seen this. Neil McDermott, absolutely amazing.
That one a hot shot going into right center field. That one's an amazing shot. And it'll go past the center fielder as he overran the ball. And now rounding second here, and he's going to hold up Fairclough with a great shot into right center field as Brereton just overran the ball.
Not sure how that one's going to be scored, but in any case, okay, so it will be a double. Okay, but in any case, someone actually did something to McDermott, which is frankly amazing to me, just so ridiculously overpowering, but I guess it had to be someone. You know, Fairclough makes sense as he's among the team leaders in a lot of different batting stats at this point in the season, but you know, they need a little bit more than that if they want to close that 3-run gap against McDermott nonetheless.
Overrunning the ball doesn't count as an error, more mental than actual. So that'll be a double there for Fairclough, bring up Ivan Nunez. And he's going to crowd the plate, and this one is going to be close. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0.
Oh, this is if out of all the pitchers in the FCBL, this is not exactly who I'd want to crowd the plate against, especially if he throws you in tight.
Check on second and the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Well, it's working thus far.
I suppose it is. But again, you want to take if you want that fastball inside, well, be my guest. Not my cup of tea, I don't think.
Here's a 2-0. Going again outside. Now it's 3-0, and Nunez probably going to be inching ever closer to that inside corner.
It'll be all he can do to avoid stepping on the plate completely.
So McDermott here with the 3-0 will hit the outside corner.
Interesting approach to Nunez, just pitching him exclusively on the outside so far. I mean, granted, you don't want to go too far in for fairly obvious reasons.
Here's a 3-1 outside, and that will walk him. The tying run is now going to be at the plate, and that is the shortstop, Brian McHale.
An impressive plate appearance from Nunez. Although I really feel like McDermott just let that one get away from him because he just threw him some really easy takes. I mean, maybe Nunez crowding the plate really got to McDermott, like, oh, don't want to plunk him, don't want to plunk him, don't want to plunk him. But he ended up walking him, which is really no better.
Quick talk there from Bonvicini. Brian McHale is 1 for 4 in the day with an RBI. Here's a pitch. Low and outside. No way in the world Bauman was going to hold that. At least hold the spot, that is. McDermott with the next pitch. That one does get the call in the lower outside corner. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Blues. 2 runs off of 8 hits, 1 error for the Suns. Pitch. Cut on and missed.
Wow. McHale actually like losing balance on that swing. He really taken to task on that pitch. I mean, frankly, are you surprised? They seem to have, they're at least like contending with McDermott in this inning. But contending probably won't be enough.
That one defensive, if any possible better word would come, then I would say it. Swing, and that one's fouled back.
A good defensive swing at that, though. You have no idea what the guy's throwing you. A swing like that is actually pretty good.
McDermott with the 1-2. Breaking ball, and they hit the umpire. And it goes all the way to the backstop there. What a wild pitch. On the full definition of the phrase, wild pitch.
I actually, it took me a solid minute, it took me a few seconds to even understand where that thing went. But a big one at that. No more runner at first, so ground ball can't end the game just yet. Worth noting, McHale has hit more doubles than any other player on the Suns team this season. Be a big time to bust that bat out right here.
I think the outfield is playing no doubles on top of that. Here's the pitch, low and away, now full count, 3-2.
Wouldn't be the end of the world to lose McHale.
Yeah, but you'd be bringing up the winning run at home plate.
That is certainly true.
McDermott, payoff. High fly ball, deep to right, center field. Stevens going back. He will make the catch. Both runners will tag, and that will be a sacrifice fly for Brian McHale, so they chip away at the lead. It is now 5-3, and now the tying run is being represented by Chad Shea.
You need a little bit more than that. That one, I guess you could debate that one favors the Blues by putting another out on the board, but, of course, bringing a run home isn't ideal, and having a tying run at the plate certainly isn't ideal either. Getting one out closer to finishing the game, that much of it probably favors the Blues.
So Chad Shea will be up for the first time here tonight, as he is the left fielder. Here's the first pitch, right down the middle, called strike, 0-1.
Shea, a .232 hitter, driven in 8 runs with 11 walks, but has 26 strikeouts, a key weakness that is exposed pretty thoroughly against a guy like McDermott.
The 0-1 misses low and away. Holding the spot there is Bauman again, but not going to be fooled as Anthony Inzarone.
Hasn't faced a guy like McDermott so far since coming to the FCBL.
Big kind of miss there from Shea. Now the Suns are down to their final strike. Runner on third. It's 5-3 in the bottom of the 10th. Shea represents the game-tying run. McDermott will set from the stretch, the 1-2. Outside for a ball now, 2-2. Deuce's wild pitch here for McDermott. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 2-run lead for the Blues. McDermott with a 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will end the ball game. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a ball game.
Sure was.
So that will end the ball game in extras. And we're going to be right back with the Pittsfield Suns post-game show, heard right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Did you know that every 2 seconds someone in America needs blood? Dr. Phil here, and I'd like to encourage you to donate blood through the American Red Cross. If you've never given before, now's a great time to start. If you've given before, do it again. It only takes about an hour, and your donation could make a life-saving difference. So contact the American Red Cross today. To make an appointment, call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE or visit givelife.org today. Thank you.
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. And now, back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, with your hosts, Billy Madewell and Andrew Belargin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show, heard right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell alongside Andrew Belargin, and ladies and gentlemen, that was the pitching duel of the year.
Great game from both sides, really well contested towards the end of the game, and Neil McDermott finishes off a great game.
McDermott, again, we're going to be seeing him, if not on Sunday, we're definitely going to see him on Tuesday.
Without question.
Yes. So with that, it was a tightly contested ball game for the sole fact that that was a true blue pitching duel. That being said, this is how the ball game started off in terms of runs. There was an RBI single in the bottom of the second from Vicente Mendoza. Suns led it 1-0. Tying run would come in off an RBI single by Alex Laparco in the top of the sixth, 1-1. Suns would get that run back in the bottom of the sixth. RBI single by Brian McHale. Another run by the Blues. RBI single by Peyton Stevens. Then would come 3 runs. 2 separate wild pitches and a sacrifice fly would score Osberg, Laparco, and Haig is the one who hit that sacrifice fly, scoring Bauman. And then the Suns, well, they would try to get a little bit of offense going in the 10th because that's where the 3 runs came in for the Blues, but they could only mount a sacrifice fly by Brian McHale, and they lose this one by a score of 5-3.
Yeah, tough game to drop for the Suns. A bit of a meltdown on the top of the 10th from Mike Noki, who's been solid for the Suns, but a definite step back in this one.
With that being said, he'll still get the FCBL record for 4 strikeouts in a ball game.
Indeed, that will never change.
But with that, Pittsfield Suns now dip to 15-20, while the Bristol Blues improve to 20-16 as they win their 3rd straight. Suns lose their 2nd straight. And now with that, also, quite a game on tap as well for what we had. Here's how the ballgame ended in terms of the pitchers. Getting the win will be Neil McDermott. And for McDermott, he's not going to get a save, anything like that because of the win, but McDermott's now going to get his first decision of the season. He's now 1-0 with 11 saves on the year. And he will have his ERA from 110 inflate because he did give up an earned run, albeit meaningless run now that we're looking at. Getting the loss will be Noki. And for Noki now, his line is going to drop. And he's now going to go to 1-2 with 3 saves. That 3.24 ERA will inflate as well. No saves, but also getting a blown save to no fault of his own. Thomas Hughes gave up an unearned run. His ERA will stay flat at 0 because that is the 5th game that he has pitched in. No earned runs in 7+ innings.
Where's Thomas Hughes' all-star bid?
Really? You can put him anywhere. So with that, Pittsfield Suns, again, they dropped this one by a final score of 5-3. The Pittsfield Suns, their pitcher of the ball game, really can't fathom it being anyone other than Gage Feeney. I mean, come on, a quality start in 6 innings, faced 21 batters, gave up 1 run that was earned off of only 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. He went 49 out of a total of 75 pitches. And now we got to go through the line one more time. I believe it was 14 men out in a row.
Indeed it was.
Yes, it was. 14 men retired in a row for Gage Feeney, stemming from the first all the way to the bottom of, to the top of the 5th, ending that inning. That is crazy.
For as great an outing as it was, it is borderline tragic that he does not receive a decision in this one.
Yeah, he gets a tough luck, no decision, if you will. And then for the Pittsfield Suns, for their offensive side, for the player who gets the on-field player of the game, Vicente Mendoza had himself a game as he went 2 for 3 with an RBI as well as a walk, really keeping the Suns in it. But they ultimately lose by a final score of 5-3. With this, we're going to have another game coming up, but that won't be for another 2 days. Now, with that being said, Andrew, what are your final thoughts on tonight's contest?
A tough luck loss for the Suns. The 10th inning comes in the pitching and defense that have been so stellar to that point completely melt down and essentially hand the Bristol Blues the game in the top of the 10th. Tough luck for Gage Feeney, who gets a no decision, and a rough one for Mike Noki, who takes the loss in this one. Really just tough for the team as they've lost a couple back-to-back heartbreaking games. That is, in the middle portion of the season, getting closer and closer to discussing the playoffs, these losses are just like the heartbreaking down to the wire losses are really unfortunate for the team as they try to climb the standings. But these serve as kind of obstacles, if you will, for the team as they can't climb the standings off of heartbreaking losses like this. And you hope that they can rebound and grab a couple more wins before the All-Star break comes up.
This ball game started at 6:33 p.m. and ended at 9:33 p.m. for a game time total of 3 hours even in front of a crowd of 1,011 participants. The next time you'll hear from us, will be the next game for the Suns. It won't be tomorrow because they have a off day. However, we will be home on Saturday. And for Saturday's game, it will be against the visiting Brockton Rocks. First pitch is scheduled for 6 o'clock and pregame is scheduled for 5:30. Now, for that, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us. So thank you so much for listening. Alongside Andrew Belargin for players, coaches, umpires, and fans, this is Billy Madewell signing off saying thank you for listening and watching to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll talk to you all on Saturday.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.